I'll make you famous.
Because I'm a cowboy! Oh, man!
And now, your mama knows.
29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
What are you, fucking nuts? You thought...
Subscribe to the most epic channel on YouTube for live streams every week. Daily videos. Subscribe. Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon. Guys, today is another day. And you know what's crazy, man? I've been so busy today with work and at the same time working on my WrestleMania video that I didn't even read one comment in the Discord. I just been busy. So some people probably thought I wasn't even doing a show because they didn't hear anything from me. However, I am not only the Cowboy King of Entertainment, the Cowboy King of Content. I'm not only the all-purpose champ, I'm not only the master of vlogging, but don't forget I'm also the captain of consistency. So the show must go on. Let's go, guys. I'm back with another episode of the Gaming Podcast on another Monday. And yesterday I went to Wrestle Freaking Mania. Guys, you know, And it's not something that's easily accessible. It's not something that you're just doing every day left and right. So, guys, man, oh man, oh man, I'm still on a high from going to WrestleMania yesterday. And I'm just happy that you guys are here so we can talk some gaming. But if you are a wrestling fan, I am calling for an emergency podcast for tomorrow. So, my normal show that I do with my wife, the Cowboy and Cowgirl Adult Community Game Night, I'm going to push that back an hour. I'll do that at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. But tomorrow at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern, I'm going to do a WrestleMania 40 recap stream. So my guy Big Mike is going to be on there with me. I just decided to do it a little while ago, so I got to get a chance to, invite all the other guys as well. So with that being said, if you're not new to the channel, just go to the homepage. You see all the crazy stuff I do. I'm the Cowboy, King of Entertainment, and this stream is gonna be epic. And that's for one reason and one reason only. Because I'm a cowboy. Yeah. And now your mama knows. All right. So break it down. But anyway, I'll grab a chair. I hope you guys grab a chair. And let's get into some gaming, man. I'm curious what you guys been playing over the weekend. See, I got some people in the back ready to get on and get busy. So let's bring in my first guest. Is none other than that crazy sucker that you can't just get out of your head when he starts talking. You want to bash your head open with anything you could get to so you can stop hearing his voice. But he's none other than my guy, the man, the myth, the legend, none other than TPG. Give it up. Woo! TPG.
Just remember, ladies and gentlemen, it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler.
Spoiler. What's up, man? How are you?
Pretty good. After this, you got very lucky on Sunday, man. You got to go to like one of the best WrestleManias ever.
Dude, you know what, man? We're both wrestling fans, right? And so
Fuck it.
Yesterday was a really good thing for wrestling fans. Like, this story was built up, not forget the story, even just Roman's reign, right? And as high as it was built up, waiting for it to finally collapse, it was cool, man. And I'm just honored that I got to be there in person. And we had some sweet.
Oh, dude, just the first match was insane. Drew McIntyre had the title for a grand total of 5 minutes.
Dude. And you know what's crazy? I said it, though. But I predicted that would happen on Raw. Remember, I said I want Drew to win. I want CM Punk to screw him over. And then Damien's going to come and cash in.
Okay, but how did Punk screw him over? Drew McIntyre, dude, you should just walk away. Walk away with the title. Come on, baby boy. Go over there.
Away. But no, he was running his mouth. Anyway, let me get my other guy up in here. Remember, guys, any of you guys in the chat, see my man, the Gaming Vote. Jason's in the building. Charid's in the building. G Million is in the building. That PlayStation Gamer's in the building. And on here, the Dodge Man's in the building. If you guys want to be on the panel with us, all you have to do is click the link. The link is there. Bam.
Super easy to set up. It literally takes like no less than like maybe 2 minutes, depending on your setup.
That's it. And you could even come in here like me and TPG, where you can't see us. And so you don't have to worry about showing your face if you don't want to.
You guys could do this shit on your phone. So you could be sitting there driving and listening to me talking smack and be like, TPG, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. But let's bring in none other than the notable gaming panelist, none other than F the Cat. Give it up. My right man. Damn.
Yo.
F-Cat, what is going on, my bro?
Chilling.
Yo, did you think I wasn't doing a show since I was like inactive all day?
I thought you got ring cursed by Alexa.
No, man, it was just that I really want to get this WrestleMania video done, and I recorded an hour of footage. So I was like, dude, I gotta. So my job is super busy, right? So in between every little second before the phone ring again, I'm trying to work on this video. So I didn't have time to even go into the Discord. It was hilarious. But with that being said, guys, see, the call was out there. I said to you guys, why don't you join me and dine in hell? And somebody reached out for the call, and this guy is the man, the myth, the legend. If you guys don't know who he is, he's the mouth and the voice that will make the girls go moist. He's the guy that got all the dudes that want to be like the dude. And it's none other than Dude Games is in the building. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Another Jersey boy.
Hello, people from YouTube land.
Yo, Games, what's up, bro?
What are you guys up to? What are you guys talking about?
Well, we're just getting it started. We didn't even mention anything yet. Just kind of, I was excited because I went to Mania yesterday, but yeah, now we gotta get into some gaming. So we gotta get into some gaming.
There we go.
All right, so Games, thank you for joining us first and foremost. Yeah. It's been a while since you've been on here. But yeah, man. Where's your cowboy hat, man?
Who, me?
Yeah, I sent you one in the mail. You didn't get it?
No, I didn't. No,
I didn't go for that shit, right?
I was gonna wear it to Mania, but I was like, yeah, it's in Philly. I'll probably get beat up. So yeah, let me not do that.
Next, I think you're a Cowboys fan, but
yeah, for real. I would have walked to that stadium. Yeah, Games, you're from this area, so it wouldn't have been good. But
the only way you get pity out of Philly fans is if you walk around with a Cleveland Browns shirt on. I mean, come on.
Nah, Philly is
you just have the most unfortunate name.
But I will want to say this though, guys, before we get started. So TPG was there last week, Thursday. We did a WrestleMania podcast, and I personally liked how constructive we were. So what I want to try today, we usually have a free for all and to go crazy. We gotta tell TPG to stop screaming, but let's do this. When FCAP bring up his topics and whatever topics you guys remember, anybody can add a topic. So do games if you want to be like, yo, what about this game on whatever? We'll discuss it. But let's do this. We'll have an order, right? And I'll just start it off, right? I'll start off and we'll keep the same order. And if somebody new come in, then we'll add them to the order. But we'll start off and we'll each discuss the topic, give our opinions about the topic. Nobody will cut them off. So let us get to speak. And then when we're done, if we want to rebuttal something you heard, then we could do that. You know what I mean? I think that'll be a little more constructive and it'll help out a little bit with some, where it gets low. Oh, hold on.
Word.
Hey, let's go. Dinner is served. Any of you guys like Hawaiian pizza? Now
I do, but it's like one of those same things I don't tell my parts of the Italian family.
Okay, well, this is Domino's actually makes.
Jesus Christ, you get the whole damn thing.
No, I took half of it. She got half. I got half. Oh, and these are these little like cinnamon bun type things. But anyway, all right.
You're making me hungry, cowboy. God damn you. Damn you.
Man, I just got off work. It's time to, Well, anyways, with that being said, so guys, we're gonna try that today. Get a little more constructive. So what I'll do is we'll go down the line. So anyway, want to say what's up to Gaming Fire's in the building. 503. Where you at, bro? You're supposed to be on here. Dude Games just popped out, but I'm sure he'll be back. Holtz is in the building. Oh, see, Holtz shows up and food shows up, and none other than Rudiggs, the man that won't let me. Hold on, let me show Rudiggs something real quick. Whoops. Rudiggs, bro, you won't let me on. Rudiggs, look at me, bro. Look at me, and I'm still a slack. Hey, Rudiggs, look at the guns. If you measure these biceps, Rudiggs, put your hand around. Put your hand around. Hold up, Rudiggs, hold up. I've never been a tricep guy, but Rudiggs, come on, bro. If you don't get me on this show, I'm going to flip something over. That's that. Rudiggs, bro. Come on, man. I need to be on that show. Gamers who lift. Whoops. Oh, you know what? I'm going to end up breaking my wife's hat. I paid for it anyway, but.
I left my controller.
All right, hold on. All right, anyway. It's it. All right, anyway, I'm going to sit down. But Rue Diggs, I'm tired of playing games with you and the nonsense. I come on Saturday morning, and what do I see? You talking to some jamoke that already been on the show twice, and you ain't invite me yet. It's the Cowboy King of Entertainment, the gamer who lifts. All right, I'm done. I apologize. I'm sorry. It's a personal thing.
People say I get angry.
He won't let me on the show, man, and I personally, I don't appreciate it.
Rudix, why won't you let him in? Just
right?
let him in.
Anyway, let's pull up FCAT.
Yeah,
and,
let's get into some woke stuff, guys.
Oh snap! All right, so wait, let's do this, FCAT. FCAT, let's let when we start, right?
Let's hear from a special guest.
You'll go. Hold on, listen. I'll go first. You'll go FCAT. TPG go, and our special guest, Games. He'll go. So
Alright, so IGN's France editor says Stellar Blade is too sexy, and if you like the game, you're a pervert.
If you like the game, what?
I think we need to hear from a certain person. He's made of plastic and he has a very noticeable presence.
What?
I think we need to hear from.
Wait, I'm trying to understand the premise of this topic, though.
It's a gotcha game.
Basically, Stellar Blade got sexualized or whatever, and you're wrong for liking the game or liking her or doing the videos on Twitter where she's sliding down a pole and you're looking at her butt.
I got you. Okay, so let me jump in there first. We're gonna go in order. I'm gonna go in, then FCAT, then TPG, and then our guest. Do games. All right. So first, and chat. I want you guys to comment as well. So first things first. Hey, we was on video. Hey, hold on. When I was doing the video, I stopped and got a part. Yo, this is crazy. I spent like 10 minutes. So I was going by just cutting stuff out, trying to make it kind of. Hold on, I'm coming, guys. So I was cutting stuff out, and there was a point in time you was like, "Let's go, Cody!" So I was like, "All right, man." I clipped it out, and I was like, "No, I gotta find it. I gotta add it in there." So I'm trying to find it. I spent like 10 minutes. Like, okay, there it is. I added it there. Yeah. I'm almost done too. Yeah, I'll take me.
Funny. I was sitting there thinking like, yo, I can't wait to see your video.
Yeah, I recorded. Oh, yo, it gets you so hyped because I just like we got like music. Yo, my veins. I'm like, yeah, it's all right. All right, sorry guys. I'm sorry. We went to Mania yesterday, and it's my son ran in the room having a flashback from just yesterday. All right. So anyway, so let me tackle this one first. So, I'm gonna mess with some people I know, like TK9 and Bio. See, those two guys. They go, oh, you like using characters that are guys. We rather look at women. I'm like, you do know it's a video game. Like, are you a little man child? Like, I don't even want to know what you do in your spare time playing this game. But at the end of the day, I think it's each your own, do whatever. But I think some people are a bit extra. Now, I do get right now, content creators are making videos of her walking in slow motion and you see her butt or whatever. And I think, yeah, I'm not going to tell the content creators not to make content that's going to make people watch. But I think I don't have a problem with them making her like extra sexy, the way her body shape or whatever. I just think it's more of a bigger deal, right? Because imagine we had a character who's like a big fat dude, right? Like the dude Bob in Tekken, right? He was in Tekken and he was like the fat dude and beating people up, right? And some people gravitated towards him. So I really think this isn't that big of a deal, but I do know that people are making it kind of like more than what I think it is. But that's my little quick stake on it. What about you, FCAT?
The people that's making it a deal and whatnot, they are actually the perverts. The people who are just playing the game generally just to play the game, not focusing on her looks or her body. Yeah.
All right. What about you, TPG?
Give me a second here. I'm just muting my music I've been listening to. Here's the thing, man. I get where the editor's coming from, because it's like, there's a lot of perverts out there in the gaming community. Let's be real. Like, there's a lot. Rule 34 is a thing for a reason. So I get where he's coming from, but don't say shit like this. It's stupid. You know, don't label people weirdos, freaks, and stuff like that. Hey, at the end of the day, different strokes for different folks. Now, personally, yes, I do think the game made her a little too sexy. And I know that sounds like a weird, thing, but it's like,
Right.
you ever look at something, you're like, okay, that's almost too good looking. Like, where's the flaws? Like, that's me. But hey, yeah, again, different stroke for different folks. The editor probably should have just stopped while they were ahead.
Okay. My man, Dude Games.
Holtz, do not look up Rule 34.
Okay. All right.
And Dude Games, do me a favor. When you start speaking, you gotta give me one of them voices, baby.
All
Just
right.
one time.
Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tell the world exactly what I think.
Hold on. We can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it was a little low.
Yeah, my microphone sucks. I do apologize about that.
Okay.
I'm kind of on the move, and I figured I'd see what everybody was talking about and maybe put my 2 cents in.
So, what's your thoughts on like Stellar Blade or video games that's like kind of over sexualized? Like like remember Laura Croft? You had big boobs when they first put her in there, and back then we was kind of young. We was like, damn, look at this character with big boobs or whatever. Like, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think it's a bit much? Do you think it's like extra? Do you think it's really nothing? Like, what's your thoughts?
Well, hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. I'm just making sure that this is picking me up. All right. Anyway, my thoughts on that are as far as Stellar Blade being the focus. If anybody knows, it's a gotcha game, right? Like a lot of those games are specifically catered to fan service. Like fanboys who are obviously looking at the jiggly parts of women bouncing around. That's if anybody doesn't draw attention to that, first and foremost, they're lying to you. Second of all, when did we all become so freaking easily offended? You know what I'm saying? It's like like you're saying with Laura Croft and freaking remember the game DOA?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a game called DOA, and with the physics, you can mess with the in-game physics to make the girls do some pretty precocious things. So, I mean, yeah, I think dude said it right. The people that are drawing attention to it they're probably doing some unsavory shit looking at it.
For real.
And I want to correct Holtz on something. Apparently,
hold on, TPG. Before we rebuttal, we got somebody in the back who wants to come in here. Now, I'm not gonna be like him because I'm actually gonna let him come in on the show, and I'm gonna give him high praises. So let's bring in none other than Rudig.
Everybody, how's it going? Yeah, I have a show called Gamers That Lift, but it's co-hosted with Rouster because he's a gym bro. He's always at the gym. We're always messaging about gym stuff. So it's not that I have the same guy over and over again. I'm just saying that's how.
All right, fine. Well, it didn't look like you had a guest on the show, Rudig, so it looked like you had space for somebody else. I'm just saying.
You're the first call I'm making when we make a pivot to guests. So
right. All right. Well, I'll be waiting.
He said that he was going to call
you gotta make sure you keep up those gym gains.
Hey, bro. I'm working on it. All right. My birthday's coming up this weekend, so Anyways, but Rudig, so what's your thoughts on this? Did you ever feel like you played a video game and you was like the character's too sexy? Because you know what? Funny, like imagine women looking at God of War, right? And like, damn, look at his muscles. Like we never stop and think of that, right? That guys are always super built and ripped, right? So then they make a girl like, and I think Dude Games made a good point. He mentioned Dead or Alive. If y'all ever played Dead or Alive, you know what he's talking about. You're like, damn. But go ahead, Rudig. What's your thoughts?
Oh, and that's the issue is the double standard, and that comes with so many gamers being inherently male. And so they sort of simp over this female character. However, I mean, it's a double standard. We're affected to guys who are absolutely shredded, and it's going to do something to our mentality. Look at me. I run a show called Gamers That Lift because I'm trying to get up there and make myself, seem like one of the characters we see on TV and all this all the time. So it does do something, and we have to acknowledge that these hyper attractive bodies that we see on TV do play a part in our psychology, but you got to treat it healthy. It's all on the user's end, and be right with yourself. I think that's the most important thing.
Can I say something? I had a crazy thought, and I wanted to see if anybody else felt the same way that I do.
Okay.
Has anybody noticed that whenever like there seems to be some sort of war in a third world country, or we're close to having another president elect, that crazy shit is being mentioned about media and or certain groups in the media? Naming like certain people who identify and stuff like that. Has anybody found the correlation between those things? Like they're always drawing attention to something to throw you off. Makes sense to any of you?
I get what you're saying.
No, go ahead,
I
Chief.
don't think that has anything to do with gaming.
No, he was just basically saying like it's always weird around an election year. All these society issues start popping up, because we're going to get a new president elect. Supposedly, you never know.
Gaming. It has a lot to do with
I don't know.
things in general.
But first, I was just gonna say to correct freaking who was it? Holst in the chat. He was saying that the main character for Stellar Blade's not based on a real person. Actually, it is. It's it's a not North Korean. Sorry, no, those people are skinny as hell. A South Korean woman named Shin Ji Eu. But she's actually very pretty, and yeah, you look at the character, you could definitely see.
Oh yeah, the model that they generated her from is like super hot.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I've also got to say, I will say this to all the grown men out there who are worried about girls being pretty in video games. How about you go get a real girl? Go talk to them. It's not hard. Just say hi. Just it starts with a hi.
Listen,
No gamers watch Twitch and
hold
they
on.
want to see
I'm
Asmar
sure the model though, the model girl, her butt ain't like her butt.
No, they exaggerate certain portions because like the director said, that's the part you're gonna be looking at the most because that is true. When we play these third-person games, we are looking at their backside most of the time. You know how many times I've seen Kratos' ass? More times than I want to.
Yeah, that is a bit weird. So even my wife chimes in and shit when I'm playing, like, let's say Red Dead Redemption 2, and I have to create a new player. I'm like, I'm not going to be looking at some dudes bum walking around killing people. That's not something I want.
Yeah, they sexualize Halo. On the Halo TV show, they sexualized it.
Oh God, yeah, the TV show.
Why you call it the TV show?
I was a Halo big fan, bro.
The booty show.
Master Cheeks.
Master Cheeks, I like that.
I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I play the Friday 13th game, I always turn the camera and to the angle and show my girl walk. I make her walk real slow so you can see her butt in the camera. I do that.
Bam, bam, bam. I know I'm about to die, but damn, I like showing this off.
But
yeah,
I don't think it's really a big.
So moving on to the next thing. Let's go to the next thing. So Helldivers 2 political propaganda is kind of going over a lot of people's heads, and apparently, if you go on their Discord and you talk political, they will ban you.
That's not true. And any action against the Ministry of Truth is considered treason. So I vote we boot FCAT.
There are no such things.
So this is the thing, Rudix. This whole Stellar Blade thing, this whole Helldivers thing, the Sweet Baby stuff, like it's all being trumpeted by I don't know if y'all know who he is, but Mark Kern. He used to be an old designer for World of Warcraft.
I thought he was going to say Mark Cerny.
Yeah, and the deliberate direction in this game was to make it so nothing identifies you to a specific symbol or brand.
Yeah,
this
that's
is
why
all about being part of a super citizen, defending super Earth, They designed it in such a way that it would get away from all of that controversy. And yes, they used a company for consulting. Was probably Sony's idea in terms of publishing. It was probably one of the requirements. They're a Canadian company, and these are just smart people taking advantage of society and getting money on some little consulting gig. And if anything, it made the game better. I'm glad that people can't just rep a Canadian flag. I'm glad we're all part of Super Earth. It makes us more a community and less divided when the game is designed like this. And I appreciate it.
Yeah,
got a good point. So let's do this. I'll let you Rudig. So he pretty much said a lot. So let's say he started, right? I'll go and then we'll go down the line. And then once each person get a chance to say something, then we could like rebuttal and stuff like that. But I'm trying to cut down on when each person is trying to talk, and we talk over them. But again, after we've got to say whatever we want, then it's a free for all. So me personally, I haven't spent a lot of time in Helldivers, like I have, but not compared to other people. I think to me, I just point out the fun factor because I haven't really paid attention to like Rudig's always knows like the what's going on with the little like I don't know, like Super Earth and what you're supposed to do. I feel like a game that has an actual story should have cutscenes and stuff like that. And if it doesn't, I kind of don't catch it. So for me, haven't ran into like this means nothing to me. I think the game's just outstandingly fun. And every time I get on it, I just have a blast with my friends. But I think the psychology of not having people pick, oh, I'm from Jamaica and I'm from this and that. It's kind of cool in a way. Like I get we want freedom to represent ourselves, but I think it's just a fantasy video game anyway in their world. So why not them allow us to be in their world and not allow us to taint their world with our own belief systems and stuff like that. So I think I give them credit for that. Just trying something different.
Real quick, if y'all don't know who Mark Kern is, he like I said, he worked for World of Warcraft or whatever. He did a game for Blizzard called Firefall or Firewall or something like that, and he invested into a bus that with the logo and all on it, and he got fired for it. Recently, he got into the controversy about the Starfield start menu.
Okay.
And right now he's kind of trumpeting this whole woke movement against gaming and the sweet baby thing, Helldivers, Stellar Blade. Like he's all over it.
No, hey, you can finish that up though. Do you want to add anything else? I'll let you just.
No, that's all. You can pull up TBG's Helldiver stuff since we're on Helldivers.
Okay, well, hold on. I wanted everybody to get a chance to comment on your topic.
Yeah.
So, TBG, what you got to say about this?
I mean, I think Rudig's hit the nail on the hammer. It's about creating the community, and yes, it kind of sucks. You can't differ your character from everyone else because everyone has access to the same armor. But it's like at the same time, that's kind of the beauty of it. You're a nameless soldier in the middle of this big battle against these bugs and robots and aliens or what the fuck ever, and it's just about the gameplay and the story. I think what you got here is the developers committing to the bit. It's like, to pulling a bit of professional wrestling. It's like someone committing to being a bad guy. So it's like, hey, the Ministry of Truth doesn't want you to know about the, propaganda stuff like, trans people or what the fuck ever. Because to them, it doesn't matter. You're all Super Earth citizens. You're a nameless soldier in this huge army. So yeah, and that makes them look bad, but that's the joke. That's the whole point. It's supposed to be. This is essentially supposed to be Starship Troopers,
pretty much.
And I don't know if anyone's actually watched the original Starship Troopers, but it's a big parody on war propaganda.
Yeah, but Starship Troopers had Denise Richards, my favorite Hollywood crush. But anyways, do games. What about you?
Well, what are you asking me? What my opinion on like the propaganda and everything? Like it's plain and simple. Basically, what he said
well,
is
like
it's out there to.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm listening. No. I'm maybe I need you to like abridge the question real quick because there was a lot of people talking. And I don't know if I remember what the question actually was now.
Yeah, I think what he was saying pretty much is, so this one game, Helldivers, right? We'll take for instance for this topic. They don't allow you to put, like, when you play games, a lot of games you get to customize a lot, and you get to add like a flag, what country you're from and stuff. So they limit a lot. Pretty much you're just in their universe, their world. You only have their outfits you could choose. You can't really do too much. So they feel it's a good thing to limit, us feeling like we're being separated by each other designs and stuff. Like, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think that might be a good
Well,
thing, or
I mean, like as far as it being in game, it's probably a good thing because you're literally just part of one, one unit, one hive mind, if you will, working together to take down enemies, bugs, the robots, things of that nature, giving orders from high command. It's they're trying to make it like an ARPG, I think, where it lives outside the game. So it's supposed to give you a sense of, again, harkening back to Starship Troopers. They were like pretty much Marines, and
right?
Marines have like a very together kind of, and stripping you of where you're from and saying you're just this, and we're all together in this, is a very powerful thing in my opinion.
It's cool. All right, you said TBG had TBG. You got something you want me to pull up? I see you put 3 things. Should I start from the bottom?
Well, I'll start the Helldivers one. It should be like a.
Let's see.
It'd be the
All right,
second one.
The second one, because the first one I clicked on from the bottom was Helldivers. But go to the second
Well,
one.
they're the second one and the third one both are Helldivers related. The second one from the top.
Okay. Well, the one at the very top isn't Helldivers, and the two at the bottom are. So you want me to go to the second one? All right. So hold on.
Yeah.
All right. So check this out. So you got to narrate it for us. Let us know what we're looking at, and then we can run right into it. So,
guys, we did it. We got rid of the robots. But if you're familiar with the leaks going on, guess what? We got bigger enemies that are coming in. And, funny enough, didn't we just get an announcement of other battle pass? So, get ready, because if you guys thought the robots were hard before, you guys have no idea what you're in for now.
All right, so,
the bugs are going to look like, ironically enough, bugs.
Okay, so this is pretty much saying that in the story, or the lack thereof story, if you ask me, we beat the robots, so then they're gonna eventually.
Yeah, we push them back to their home planet. Essentially, this is what.
So if I go in the game and go to the left, it won't be robots.
Nope, there'll be. I don't think there's anything there right now. I don't know.
It's empty. I can confirm that.
And yeah, see, this is why I like this idea. I guess I'll just take up my turn right now talking about this. But this is what I love about Helldivers 2 is that there's this ongoing story that everyone's a part of who's playing this game. And not many, if any, games of service games have something like that.
Right.
And I feel like this is going to be a strong multiplayer game of the year. Or contender, at least. That's the best way to put it.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm happy we got rid of those damn robots. They fucking bullshit, dude.
Why stop at multiplayer? Let's go full game of the year.
Well, I think it's a little early to assume that, but it's definitely in the contendership. That's why I say game of the year.
Why wouldn't they want to honor games as a live service as a game of the year, especially one of this caliber? I think it's the perfect mix to get a games as a live service, which they are wanting to do as game of the year. I think it's perfect marketing, but that's just my opinion.
So let me jump in there real quick. So I know this is a little off topic, but we swerving from game of the year. My issue is when I've ranked games personally, I rate them based off of 3 metrics. I rate them off of gameplay, I rate them off of graphics, and I rate them off of story. Now I often leave out music, which is amazing though. This game music is probably the best music I've heard in a video game in a while. I love the music, but I don't really get so high on music. But for me, the problem with Helldivers is the non-existent story. And I know you guys, to you, it is a story, but for me, it's not. And then I think the controls are spot on, right? I think controls are cool for what it is. I love the L1 button and press codes. That's really cool. That's
Check,
fresh
check.
in a video game. You know, you just don't do that in other games. At least that I played in a very long time. And then the graphics is good, but it's definitely underwhelming. Like it's nothing like, you know what I mean? It's nothing crazy. But I think what's cool is this game, the hype it gets. It was just literally for me, I feel like they were trying to make a game where you'll want to play with your friends, and it succeeded with that. So I don't think for me what I consider, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a AAA whore. And for me, I don't see this. For me, what I consider a game of the year, this wouldn't be it. But I would see this as multiplayer game. That's my 2 cents. If we're switching the topic just slightly. Um, but
I
go ahead.
like the rebuttal because I feel like Helldivers 2 has lost its groove. Players are dropping off, and like it seems like we're hitting the slow point.
Mhm.
Yeah, the slow point we all feared that would eventually hit. We knew they're going to hit because other games come
Yeah,
out.
yeah. I mean, it's just the fact that it's the same missions over and over and over. It's
Well,
like
that's where
it's
they're going to start introducing new stuff, potentially vehicles, new enemies,
news.
new battle
Yeah, but
passes.
every time they put new stuff in this game, like it breaks the game, and like, but it's forgivable because it's a good game, right? So it's forgivable that something ends up broken.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm just glad we got rid of those damn robots. They're fucking
Now let me ask
annoying.
you, games, if he had any well, first
Like
games.
like this
Have you played
game, this
Helldivers?
game is a perfect example of like when you keep updating it and putting more stuff into the game, like it breaks the game.
The game's
Like,
not broken in my opinion. What I've seen, but that's
well, I
me.
don't.
But
All I'll say is this: I haven't seen anything broken besides like sometimes there'll be particles in the air, like you'll blow something up and something to sit there. But I don't feel that the game is broken.
Dude, there was a time where you drew down reinforcements and like nothing would happen. Like it was just the
Yeah, I never seen that happen. But I don't play it as much as you.
yeah. This game breaks. Like it crashes on people.
yeah, but it's also a double A
Still,
game there, FCAT. So there's you gotta give them some leniency.
I don't think so. I don't think we're giving leniency for it being double A. It's still a video game that people should. If you
and
beat
it's a
the game,
live service, and you
listen,
have to
period.
rely on
These games.
yo.
The thing is, with video games, is they have a part of a game called being tested, right? So it's just a shame that
But
games
how
do
do
come
you
out.
test a live service game without putting it out there to the general public to play?
No, you have
Diablo
demos,
did
you
it
have
well.
demos, you have
If I'm
betas.
going to interject.
Fair.
All right, so hold on. Let's get a little more constructive because I love what everybody's saying, but I want somebody to finish their full thought and then somebody else could kind of rebuttal it. So Rudies, what was you gonna say?
Diablo did a great job, Diablo 4, in
Oh.
introducing their game into the live service elements. I mean, they ran closed betas, they ran open betas multiple times, balancing servers, balancing players. And when they were ready for launch, they were ready. Gameplay, getting into other people's cross-play, all of that was extremely smooth on Diablo 4's launch. And you got to give them props for all the prep work they did beforehand.
I thought you would have said Baldur's Gate 3 because they did a great job with ironing out the stuff.
Yeah, they did as well. I don't have as much experience. I do have hours in there, but I don't see a lot of crashes. I mean, it's a really smooth game. It feels like a giant tabletop that you go and roll dice with your friends. That's what I've turned it into.
Was anyone else got anything else to say? Because we could go on to the next Helldiver topic.
I wanted
It's a shorter one.
let's do games. He didn't get to say anything.
Oh yeah, do games. What you guys say?
Well, I was fortunate enough to be able to enjoy a couple of rounds of Helldivers 2. I actually own the first one as well, the Dive Harder edition, which is actually basically, Lou Dick said that, right? Basically a giant tabletop game where you roll dice. It's pretty much is. But as far as everything else goes with the game, it's well put together. But I'd have to agree with Cowboy on this one. Like as far as doing anything special to the eye, not really. But I can see where it would be appealing to people wanting to play with other people and keeping it going with the storyline and things like that, and how people can get behind it so easily. I definitely get that, but it's not something that
Right.
I've gotten behind wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I also bought the first game and played it, and that's what I was worried about with Helldivers 2. I was like, is it just gonna be like the first game?
So before Helldivers came out, I said I'm pretty sure 2 months later, and some people got mad at me for saying this. I'm pretty sure 2 months later it'll probably player base will drop a bit. But I think it's just it's every game, right? New games come out. Like there are some diehard people who like when I was into Destiny, it was like, oh, that's the only game I need, right? I'll play Destiny for forever. But eventually Destiny had the lows, and then I found myself playing Monster Hunter World. Then I found myself getting into Anthem. And then, so games have lows where you did everything, and then you're a gamer. You're a gamer, so you play video games, right? So hold up real quick. Let's since I just said that, right? Bam, let's just pull this up real quick. Bam. Gaming without limits. This is a 2024 slogan. Play the games that interest you because you are a gamer. And that's it. It's that simple. So at the end of the day, it's okay if a game loses player base because this probably means people are playing other games. And there's some people who just only want to play one game, and good for them, right? Like the days of World of Warcraft, people who play hardcore Fortnite. So that's cool. But no game I think could sustain the same player base at its height and never go down. So it's not a big shot to a game like this to drop off a little bit. Of course, the day when it's like, what was that game when we was into Stadia Stadia times? It was the Amazon game, New World. Remember, it was like the hot thing, and I think it dropped down like something ridiculous, like 90% or something crazy, like after a short period of time. But things happens. I mean, it is what it is. But let me do this. Let me bring in somebody else who want to say something, especially when we're talking about things dying and dropping off, because it's none other than the maker of chaos.
What's up?
What's up, man? So jump in here real quick before we move on.
Yeah. You mentioned seeing it win multiplayer game of the year, but not like the true game of the year. Correct. I kind of agree with that because I feel like a lot of people forget that the people that are going to be voting on this are the critics, and it's going to be based on like how well the critics enjoyed the game rather than the players. So yeah, and just based on the review score, I think it was like a low 80s, like 83 ish. I could probably double check. But yeah, I just don't see it beating something like
painting the picture of the marketing strategy for games as a live service. If they wanted a poster child game to strap and say, this is our game of the year, they should have pushed their marketing dollars that way. But I'm not going to take a crazy pill and say this is making game of the year. I think something else will definitely take it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I also wanted to mention that I think I think it's doing actually a good job of maintaining its relevance. But I also agree with Cowboy that when that next game hits, that's going to take people's eyes off of it. It's going to take people's eyes off of Helldivers. When the next Call of Duty drops or stuff like that. And that's how gamers are. Like, just look at Power World. It was a phenomenon, selling tons, and then like disappeared a month after because Helldivers came out.
Yep. Oh, speaking of that, guys, Helldivers 2 is selling at a faster rate than Spider-Man 2 in the UK. So, I got a question for you guys. Do you think Sony's going to see this? Because a big part of their demographic is the UK. Do you think they're going to start pushing more games as service over single player games.
So let's go down the line. I'll go, and TPG, I'll let you go last so you can wrap it up since you brought it up. I'll go and then we'll jump over to Dude Games. We'll just go down the line in order. I don't think this is anything because Spider-Man 2 came out in September, I believe, and Helldivers 2 just came out. So this really is nothing at all. Who's still buying Spider-Man? Like Spider-Man 2 should slow down and a newer game should sell more. It just makes sense logistically. I don't even have much more to say then. This just makes sense. If Spider-Man 2 was outselling
This is talking about the Spider-Man on release. It's selling faster than Spider-Man on release.
Are you just saying that? Okay, well.
So like Helldivers is doing better in sales than Spider-Man did in the UK.
The day Spider-Man came out, how fast? Well, I mean, listen, I don't think it's a big deal. Like, I don't think this is, make them reshape strategies. But what I do think they got good on their hands is a multiplayer game, and Spider-Man wasn't a multiplayer game. So I think, let's say you buy the game, right? Like, matter of fact, when I bought Helldivers, right, I bought it just because other people was playing. And I didn't even really care about it. But I was like, no, it's only $40. I'll buy it. So I think just that's, my little scenario kind of makes sense for maybe it's fast growth. But I don't think this is a shot to, should Sony not make multiplayer games? I think every so often you get not multiplayer games, single player games. I think every so often you get a game like this that does really good. But, I don't think I don't look at this and think this is anything big, me personally. But let's go down to Dude Games. What's your thoughts? Helldivers 2 is selling at a faster rate than Spider-Man 2 in the UK. Remember, in the UK.
I mean, well, the only answer I have for that is, there are people that like Spider-Man, and then there are people that are more into multiplayer, massive open worlds and destroying shit.
Right.
It just makes sense to me, and you'd also have to see what the numbers are on that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, take a census on the people that are actually playing the game, and I mean, that makes up a lot of the reason why it's selling more. It's probably a lot of younger people in the younger generation playing a big game. Like, what can you draw a comparison to? Maybe Battlefield. You know what I mean? Like this super like open world war waging on anything and everything in your wake. So, I find that vastly more interesting than Spider-Man 2, but that's just my opinion.
I also think too, it did say in the UK. So then my question would be for anybody who think this is a big deal, why it's not selling more in the US? But anyway, what about you, Rudik? Go ahead. You want to say one last thing, Dude Games?
Well, in the UK, I had to think about it for a second. I know that a lot of game content and a lot of things could be changed and or censored in different countries. Is it possible that the Helldivers 2 that the UK is playing is not the same as the Helldivers that you all know and love?
I don't know. I mean, it seems
it should be the same in UK.
Yeah, I think it should be. It's kind of basic, I mean, it's not like, I mean, you're just killing robots and bugs,
Yeah,
Is this game the same in China?
Probably is.
That would be different.
Well, I mean, there's an obvious outliner here, right? Where Helldivers 2 is available on 2 platforms and Spider-Man 2 is available on 1 platform. So it's instantly going to be doing better because people can buy it on PC as well as PS5.
That's a
so
good
instantly, I think that's going to give it a boost in sales. If Spider-Man was also on PC, it would probably do very well as well. And we'll see that when it eventually goes to PC.
Yeah,
it'll pick back up. Before, real quick.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, this is like off topic, but I just wanted to give it back after I did it. If any of you guys are into survival RPG MMOs, the Once Human Beta 3 test is now in full effect. You can get your keys. You just go to their website, check it out. If any of you guys that have PCs are into that, I'm sure you've heard about what I'm talking about. But that's it. That's all I want to say.
It's an MMO.
Yeah, they're saying it's an MMO RPG shooter. Like I got my beta key today. I downloaded the launcher and all that happy nonsense, and like it's actually a really good game.
Hold on, which
So
game is it?
Yeah, I've
getting into
been
Once Human. All you have
once
to do,
human.
Oh, okay.
yeah, Once Human. All you have to do is go to their website, right? Sign into the NetEase website with your Discord, like how you're going to be
Ooh,
in
NetEase.
Discord. Yeah. And you join their Discord, and because they're in the beta key phase right now, chances are you'll just get one right away.
Yeah, so it's just directly from the website game.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, for right now, yeah.
let me do two
Well, I
things.
mean,
One thing,
like it's on Steam too. It's on Steam, but it's like it's their beta is through one of their own launchers, sort of like Escape from Tarkov.
well, what
Yeah,
You got its own
real quick,
launcher.
I've been hearing that MMOs are kind of falling off. People are more accepting the
hold up.
extraction shooters, battle royales, things like that.
What's the
I
name of this
love
game? I'll pull up a
extraction.
trailer.
Once Human.
Once Human.
Yes, sir.
Also, let's see. Once Human trailer. Let's check this out. Once Human trailer. I'm assuming this is it, right? 59 seconds. Oh yes, I seen the logo with this. It kind of reminds me of the Monarch logo from Godzilla. But real quick, I just want to do one quick thing. I want to acknowledge Ron Slusher. He's in the building. All right. With that being said, here let's take a look at this game. I think we could pull down Helldivers now, right? We're kind of done with this.
Well, I just wanted to make a quick little point.
Go ahead.
I think this game being successful as it is right now,
Mhm.
I'm telling you right now, and this is what I've been trying to lean into. Do not
Okay.
be shocked if you see Sony start doing day on PC. Do not be shocked. I don't want to hear the fanboy wars. I don't want to hear people say PlayStation's dead. Because guess
You know
what?
what?
Helldivers has been proof that the PC market wants their games. Well, to an extent. But yeah, it's time to acknowledge the fact that the gaming
PlayStation going third
industry
party.
basically yes. And
Rip PlayStation.
I do not doubt one day we will see The Last of Us on Xbox.
Well, here's the thing, TPG. I'll just say this: if you didn't
Oh,
want
we
to
won't
go
go
there,
that far.
if you didn't want to go there, you shouldn't have put it out there. So don't say I don't want to hear the console war. If once you bring it up, then somebody
True.
hear that and get triggered. But let me read this real quick. So Houston said, take into account the change in the fact that you don't have to spend real money to get any of the game content. You earn what you need to buy the extra content. You don't have to do microtransactions. So he's saying about Helldivers, which is kind of cool. So let me see.
Yeah, I know. I brought up nothing subjects. I didn't literally think you were gonna actually
I,
pull them up,
I
Cowboy.
wouldn't.
That's cool.
I wouldn't necessarily attribute that to its success. I think a lot of people see clips of the game and want to play it based off of the experiences others are playing, right?
Mhm.
But I do think that its success will influence PlayStation to be maybe investing more into games as a service.
Or potentially looking at Arrowhead as a potential acquisition in the future. That's a possibility too.
Maybe later. I don't know.
Yeah,
I know
I'm not
that
saying right. I'm not saying right now. They need one more hit in their pocket before Sony probably thinks about it.
But no, this was such a significant success. I don't think we should downplay the success that Helldivers 2 has had, because it has been a force.
And you gotta remember, it kind of came out of nowhere. I was like one of the very few people still talking about it when it first was being shown. I'm like, oh, you guys are sleeping on it. You shouldn't sleep on this one.
You know what the thing was? We kept talking about it, but they showed so little. We kept saying like, "What type of game is it gonna be? What is it gonna be? Is it gonna be casual? Is it gonna be this?" Like we all talked about it, but we kind of like I feel like they didn't give us enough.
I get
Dude,
calls
I
from
was on the
friends.
hype train a month, 2 months out, yelling from the rooftops about this. I ran a contest for 2 months beforehand.
Yeah.
Like I was yelling about
I
this
get
game.
freaking phone calls from friends' husbands saying, "Hey, can you play Helldivers with me?" I'm like, what's your name again? I forgot. My friends that told me about you in a while. It's like, but I need someone to play Helldivers with. You're that PlayStation guy, right?
I remember talking to Rudigs and being like, "You're gonna play Foam Stars for a day, and then you're just gonna keep playing Helldivers too."
That's what happened. You're not
like, because I was like, bro, like nobody's talking about Foam Stars. Like to me, Helldivers 2 is gonna be like the bigger thing, and it was.
Yep,
it was bigger than Suicide Squad. To be fair, Suicide Squad.
I wonder what Foam Stars population is like.
You can pull me up, Cowboy.
Okay, hold up. Before I pull you up real quick, wanna just let you guys know if each person have something you want to talk about, like TPG brought up the Helldivers thing. We got into a good conversation about it. Yeah, you guys, like Dude Games brought up the
and I did have up there as our topic. Apparently, PlayStation is going to have the original Medieval or a potential other, like a 4th remaster coming up on PlayStation Plus Premium. God.
Oh wow.
So let's
oh wow.
check out, since Dude Games brought this up, let's take a look at the trailer.
All right.
Check this out, guys.
The Nutcracker scares me.
That sounds like Terminator music.
Monday.
What the hell?
I like how creepy it looks, and then they got these 3 characters. Like, what?
I swear to God, that looked like a
This
Moogle.
looks actually okay.
Koopo! Yo, the developer making this game, you've been taking LSADs having it.
I'll wait for it to come to Steam.
I'm waiting for it to come to PlayStation.
Yeah, I'll wait for it to come to Steam.
I think.
Did it just say
Google Play? Yeah, that's what I caught.
That's a mobile
game.
Yeah,
that's a mobile game?
It's a mobile game.
It's just like Marvel Rivals.
It's fully optimized. Like I couldn't believe it. It's only in beta at the moment. As soon as I downloaded it from its launcher, I hit play after putting my access key in there. Dude, it plays like a dream. The graphics are wonderful right off the top. It's one of those games that automatically scales to whatever kind of operating system you're working GPU wise. It's really, really nice. Like there was no stuttering, hesitation, anything like that. I was just immersed right away, and I couldn't believe it. But yeah, they're starting the mobile testing in like a month or 2 from now. I can't remember the exact date on that. I was more or less tracking the PC beta release and subsequently more than likely going into early access very soon.
That's cool, man.
I definitely think that one's going to be more popular on mobile.
Yeah, it's cool.
It looks like SG&E still lives.
No, you don't. You don't see. Look, dude, you laugh all you want. Look on YouTube. There's big people playing it right now. There's a lot more people than you think that are interested in that game. Once you see like how it's really, what's really going on with it.
Well, I mean, it's NetEase, and I know they're very popular with their mobile titles. That's why I think it's going to succeed on the mobile side.
Yeah, no,
I'm not sure about the PC side.
FCat, you want me to pull you up?
Yeah, we got some live streams tomorrow, guys.
Oh, God damn it, Destiny news. Well,
So
nap time
yeah,
for me.
they're gonna show Final Shape gameplay tomorrow on a live stream. They also said that Into the Light is available tomorrow.
That's cool. All right, so let me start off with this. I still got love for Destiny. It's one of the games in the history of me playing video games I've spent the most time in my life playing, where if I combine part 1 and part 2. So I always look and see like, I mainly FCAT will bring up Destiny, and I kind of like listen and wonder what they're still doing. So I just want all the best success for Destiny. I think it's a cool game. I just got out of it. I mean, I wish if they had a 3rd-person mode, it would probably pull me back in, a little bit anyway. But I just like the fantasy of it, like the magic.
So tomorrow will be the Horde mode.
Tomorrow be what?
Tomorrow will be the new Horde mode.
Oh! Yeah. Oh yeah, you was. You know what's funny? I thought you said it was coming out in like summer.
No, April.
No,
It's
remember when I
out
asked you?
tomorrow.
It wasn't that long ago, and I was like, "Oh, that's a while from now."
No,
But
Final Shape comes out in June.
okay, well, yeah, because I think that's just what you said. Well, anyway,
No, this
I'll
is the free update.
all right, cool. Well, I'll definitely pop in to play the horde mode. I am a sucker for horde modes, but I just want to say, I think I wish all the success for Destiny. I hope the people who are playing it are loving it, and good stuff. I'll go to TPG. I don't have much to say besides I will pop in to play that. I might actually stream that tomorrow before I do my other stream. But go ahead, TPG. What's your thoughts? Fair enough.
TPG put to sleep.
Hey, not every game is for everybody, so it's all good. All right. What about you, Do Games? Anything you got to say about this week in Destiny?
Well, it'll give me a reason to maybe jump back into the game and play it a little bit. I mean, like you said, there's lulls in games, and like between the time that my son put in this and the little the little bit of time that I have, it's just one of those things that like it'll keep people coming back. So yeah, I'll see what's going on in there. That's pretty much it.
No, I mean that makes a lot of sense. Like it's the perfect game that you'll drop out because they'll stop having content and then you'll come back. Rudex, what about you? You at one point was a pretty big fan of Destiny.
Oh yeah, I'm the greatest Destiny 2 player of all time.
Mm.
But it comes down to no, I just like to talk a lot of shit.
That sounds
Destiny
like
2 bringing a horde mode. I agree with Dude Games. It'll pull me in. I'll definitely be dropping into the game to at least give it a check out. I was always a big fan of zombies on Call of Duty and the cooperative teamwork. That's what pulls me into Helldivers as well. So this is a good thing. Co-op shooter and in a game that FCAT, may I ask, is this free to play for all?
Yes, this will be free to everyone, to every platform.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Nice.
Perfect. I'll definitely be checking this out. And it drops
tomorrow.
Very soon. Yeah. Tomorrow. Sweet.
And also the live stream for the gameplay for Final Shape will be tomorrow.
The only issue is that everything I have is outdated. I still play a Void Warlock, and like I have no idea what the meta is, but I'll still go in there and shoot things and have fun. I'm sure I won't be too far off.
Yeah, I'll see if it pulls me back in. I'm kind of skeptical about this horde mode. I think it's another version of Gambit, but we'll see.
Well, Gambit isn't a horde mode, but
don't say that, Cat. That's a bad word.
Yeah, every time he say that, I'm like, well, Gambit's not a horde mode, but I do see what you're saying, the similarities. But I like horde modes because you're just holding it out, seeing how far you could go. Then you kill all the enemies. You get yourself together and you got another round.
They definitely need a turnaround because like ever since Lightfall came out, it's just been downhill for Destiny.
Well, like we said, you were just saying the same thing about Helldivers, right? That their player base is going down. So that just shows like every game loses players. So it's not shocking unless that player is like 90% or they're, But anyways, Maker Chaos, what's up, man?
I mean, I haven't really gotten into Destiny in a while, so I'm probably not going to be picking it up unless I hear some like drastically amazing things about the game.
But the free, the free, you're not going to try the free mode just to try it.
It's free. It's free right now, and I don't play it now.
No, I'm saying the new mode though. They're adding a brand new free mode, right?
It's a new update.
No, I mean like I
story, new mode.
That's not going to entice me. It has to be something significant and something like people are talking about.
It's a little significant.
It depends on who you talk to. To me, like if it doesn't really bring anything significant story wise, or because like to me, for what was it? Not the Forsaken King, the Forgotten Shores DLC. What was that? The Forsaken?
Yeah, Forsaken.
Tangled Shores.
That's that's when I got brought back into Destiny after like the launch.
Yeah, for a second it was good.
Yeah,
but
and then to
there's
be tapered
another.
off.
Yeah,
Stop
but
playing.
there's another live stream tomorrow, and that is Star Wars Outlaws story trailer.
That's cool.
So they're predicting that this will get a pre-order very, very soon. Maybe we'll get that May 4th.
How long is
May
the
I want gameplay before I hear pre-purchase? Like, show
we
me
saw
gameplay.
gameplay. We saw gameplay.
I just want to
What
say something
you
here real
only
quick,
saw
and
that
I won't say.
cinematic trailer?
I just want to say something here real quick, and then I won't say anything for the rest of this topic. But it was a week ago when this article is posted. It comes out tomorrow, the trailer. Just to clarify, if people are wondering, wait, a week from
Yeah,
now?
I said tomorrow we're getting 2 live streams.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. My bad. TPG, don't listen.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Well, let's just take the time to kind of talk about this game itself, right? So I'll start off.
Most anticipated game of this year.
I don't know about that, but
FF7 Rebirth was.
Yeah. I don't know about that either. But for me, I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but I like that this is kind of like a different character that's not like one of the regular main characters, right? So you just kind of assume the position or pick this girl or whatever. I don't know. I mean, you know me, I'll rent it because it looks interesting. It's third person. You can fly in ships and all that, fly off the planet. So I think it's cool as far as an interstellar game, right? But I don't know. I mean,
this is gonna be a Starfield killer, Cowboy.
Oh, just hold that to your turn, all right? So I don't. I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna watch the trailer because I really don't have any interest. I just think it's one of those games where maybe if you're a diehard Star Wars fan, maybe it might get you. I don't know. I never seen the trailer and was like, oh man, I got overly excited for this game, and then they delayed it, and I don't know. But TPG, did you want to say anything about it, or was that it you wanted to say?
That's all I had to say.
All right.
I literally could not care about this game.
Got you. What about you, Do Games?
What are we talking about?
The Star Wars Outlaw. Is it somewhere in your game vote?
Nah, not really. But the thing you have in the background is Return Alive. That game that you have in the background there on the banner is in my game vault. That's an extraction shooter right there.
Damn, my man said he liked the game.
So the game they're advertising is better than Star Wars Outlaws.
Well, no one said that. No one said that.
You're either a Star Wars fan or you're not. You're either a Star Trek fan or you're not. You're either a Lord of the Rings fan or you're not. I don't fucking like any of them.
Gotcha.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Just not your cup of tea. DeRudigs, what about you? Star Wars Outlaws got any type of pull to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you won't have force powers, but I think it'll be a solid third person perspective video game. It'll be a great story. It'll have that Star Wars nostalgia that everyone can connect to, except for Dude Gaming above us, but everyone to their own. But I think the graphics will be extremely well done. They're already showcasing it with GeForce now NVIDIA, GeForce NVIDIA. But hey, everything about it is cool except for the fact you can't use force powers and the fact that unfortunately all these game stories are never canon to the cinematic universe. They're always one-off shoots, kind of isolated. But it'll be cool nonetheless, I think.
This is GeForce Now launch confirmed. Just to be clear.
Right, and there was a lot of showcasing it with the GeForce NVIDIA like software saying it runs this well. So I think the performance of this is going to be out there. It's going to be really well done. I think Ubisoft really needs to hit this out of the park, and I think they're due. They're due to hit one out of the park, and I could see this being really well done. Jedi Survivor did extremely well. So why would this not do well? I think.
I think well, I'll sum it up at the end. Go ahead, FCAT. You got you wanna what's your thoughts? Because I know you actually was looking for this game.
Starfield Killer. That's all I gotta say.
I thought you said that other game was Starfield Killer.
Oh, we gotta bring that game up next. But go ahead, Maker.
To me, it's not really like I guess maybe because there's not like I haven't seen huge marketing for this thing, or it doesn't seem like people are talking about it.
Right.
But yeah, I'm not hearing like hardly anybody talking about Star Wars Outlaws. Maybe it's because we don't
This is
don't have
indie supposed to be like the biggest game this year.
It's made by Massive Studios, which is the same studios that did the Avatar game last year. I'm very hesitant on this
was
one,
alright.
and because based on their track record, they've had some good stuff and some okay stuff. And that's where I think I'm gonna be hesitant on it. We'll see what like reviews are, if people are talking about it, and if
that's kind of the fear, like how Ubisoft will it be.
Yeah, and like if that's my thing is we'll see if they announce a release date. I've heard it's supposed to be coming out relatively soon, so hopefully it's they showcase when it's coming and entice people into.
My question is: are any of us diehard Star Wars fans? Because I would like to hear what a Star Wars fan what their thoughts are. I might have to.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I
But
just
yeah, that's a big deal.
I just got back from Disney and I have a lightsaber.
Yeah,
and
but
I've
are you a
played,
Star Wars fan? Does that I don't think that makes you a Star Wars fan.
I've played a lot of the Star Wars games.
Do you watch the movies?
Yes.
The video games don't really.
I watch the movies.
Okay.
I've seen Ahsoka. I've seen Obi-Wan. I'm not the biggest
Those
Star
aren't
Wars
the
fan.
movies. Those are series.
No, I know, but I'm saying I also watch the shows.
How many lightsabers does Maker of Chaos own?
I have
let him
two
answer
lightsabers.
that.
I have Cal Kestis's, and I have a custom made one.
You know what the thing is? I think fandom is different nowadays, right? Fandom is like, oh, I got a lightsaber, so I spent money on a lightsaber, so how could you not say I don't like Star Wars? But that's not. I mean, like the people, like my brother, right? He's diehard. He watched
I watched the
movies, the animations, the books. Like he'll tell you this is canon, not canon. I'll be like, bro, just shut up. But like, he's a fan. You know what I mean?
I'm a fan, but I'm not like super deep into the lore type of fan. I don't read the books.
So I was just.
I am a fan, and I know kind of the background story of Star Wars, and I'm really hoping that she runs into Dash Rendar in this game.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I want people who I want people who like know the lore and like wonder. But I think Rudik said this isn't canon, right? So.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing. Like, if there's so many times in Cal Kestis's journey with Jedi Survivor and Jedi Fallen Order that like I wish there was more kind of like important characters from Star Wars within it, but I understand why they keep them out.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Let me read this from Houston. He said, to me, it has got to the point now that they are trying to milk brand names for stuff, Star Wars, Marvel, DC, and so on and so on. Yet, he said, they just feel lackey to what I think it should be. He said, so, I mean, I get that. That sometimes it's kind of like, hey, you got a brand like Star Wars, why not make something? But look, Murder said, I wasn't interested until I saw the gameplay trailer, so I might get it. So that's cool right there. Anyway, oh wait, it's the biggest game of the year, FCAT, Immortals of Avium.
Yeah, y'all playing that on PS Plus now. Everybody's liking it.
I don't know.
I haven't even heard anything about that game.
So here's a game just announced, which I think is going to be a Starfield killer, another Starfield killer. So this is Jump Ship.
Now I got to bring up that the video because it did.
Yeah, bring up the video.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up. I actually
Starfield killer. Starfield killed itself.
Oh my god.
They still talking about it. The Xbox
Death by suicide.
Trying to hold it up. They trying to hold it up.
Hold it up! Hold it up before it falls on us! Hurry!
Hey, look, you
Hold
gotta
it
give
up before it comes to PlayStation.
Starfield credit. People still talking about Starfield. You still got Starfield name in your mouth. So
Starfield's name ain't in my mouth. Now it's in my mouth because you made me say it, you jerk.
All right, but check this out.
Hi, I'm Philip Kolianos from Keepsake Games, and this is Jump Ship, a mission-based co-op PvE space adventure. In Jump Ship, teamwork is crucial. Mount turrets, tackle emergencies, and ensure your ship's integrity to complete missions and reap the rewards. While Jump Ship is best enjoyed with up to 4 players, solo players are welcome too. Each mission in Jump Ship demands strategic choices. Jump to riskier sectors with high risk, high reward, or take a safer route. Do you want components for your ship? Do you need repairs, or perhaps some extra credits? Alright, we just arrived. There seems to be a jammer preventing us from jumping further. Let's make our way there and disable it. Using our sensors, we can tell that ships are patrolling the area. With some good positioning and teamwork though, I'm sure we can make our way past them undetected. We made it. Time to enter the facility. On foot, it's essential to stay together and use all gear and equipment you've looted to stay alive. When that's done and all loot is collected, it's time to return to the ship and... Pirates! All crew to their stations!
Oh my god, that was not well.
That was close. Good thing nothing got severely broken. Let's jump to the next sector. I wonder what we'll find there. Jump Ship is packed with a wide range of challenges from intense ship battles to on-foot exploration and sometimes a mix of both. Every jump will feel fresh and give you something different. So in a nutshell, you start with choosing your ship, you go on a mission, reap the rewards, and then return back to your hangar. There you can upgrade your ships, purchase new equipment before embarking on a new adventure. And that's Jump Ship. Preach wishlist, like and subscribe, and join our community on Discord.
Now, me and Maker
apparently it's
about
confirmed to come to Xbox. Apparently,
so hold up. Me and Maker talked about this a little bit, right, in the Discord. So we were FCat called it the
Starfield Killer.
What the hell is the name of the game again? Starfield Killer, right? Starfield, right?
Yeah,
it's Starfield Killer.
Starfield. So Starfield Killer, and I
Like
watched
how
the trailer.
Destiny Killers.
All right, so I watched the trailer and I was like, if anything was called a Starfield Killer, I could see this because the similarities was there. But only reason why I say it is if you could take a game and kind of simulate similar, it's not identical, but then step over it, meaning for what I thought was multiplayer, right? So everybody wanted Starfield to have, not everybody, but a lot of people wanted Starfield to have multiplayer, where pretty much it's a game where you could fly from different planets and you could explore and you could build your ship and blah, blah, blah. So this to me, I was like, it looks very similar as far as you could explore and get your ship and go to different planets and fight and blah, blah, blah. But you could do it with friends. So I think that was like, oh wow, that's an eye opener. If you like Starfield, maybe this would be an alternative to play with your friends. I'm not gonna use the killer thing, but so then Maker was like, it's nothing like it, or I'm not gonna say you said it's nothing like it, but
yeah,
like
it's a very different genre of game style. Like you could probably say the same thing about what was the game called? Like there's another game that's kind of like Escape from Tarkov, where it's co-op. You have a spaceship and you go to you go loot stuff, but there's other players that are trying to get the loot. And
so they said this game's kind of like Sea of Thieves, Left 4 Dead-ish.
Yeah, to me, it sounds like you've got like a hub where you upgrade your gear and stuff like that, and then you go out on specific missions, and then complete the missions and return back to the hub. And repeat the process.
Sounds like a game we were talking about earlier, but in first-person view instead of third person.
What was that?
Oh, so this is
Helldivers.
This is first. Oh, Helldiver. No, why y'all think
No,
Helldivers created?
Helldivers is more of like a horde.
But the fact they called it a mission-based game is very interesting because it's like, so when you go out into the mission, are you just doing the mission, or is there like side activities you could do as well?
It looks like there's like a main objective, like
Yeah,
because
that's
it
what it
showed
looks
like it showed the board where they have like, you choose your path. Basically, you choose which mission you go on to.
All
next.
I know is every time FCAT gets the seal of approval and stuff, it never turns out good for him. So
I will have to agree with that.
He's 0 for 5 right now.
let me ask you guys this though. I'll start with you, TPG. Do you what's your thoughts on this game though? Do you let's say if this game was a multi-plat or blah blah blah, because I think it's only PC
It probably
right
will
now.
be multi-plat.
What's your thoughts though? Does this look kind of cool? Does this interest you? Like
I like the spaceship premise, and I'm not, for the record, just because I'm giving a game crap doesn't mean I hate it.
Right.
But it's like this just looks. I've seen this game before. I've seen this game 100 times. It's like, but I do like the spaceship stuff. I would like it. Like, can you customize your ship? Can you buy spaceship parts? Like I don't know why I'm drawn to the space part so much, but the ship part, I want to play that. The shooting part, nah, I've played that before. That's
gotcha.
me.
Okay. What about you, Rudix?
I would prefer to play No Man's Sky. This just seems to be like operations or expeditions, I think they call it in No Man's Sky. It's very similar to that.
Struggling to think of the game it reminded me of, and you just hit the nail round a hit hammer.
That's why Rudix is here, man.
This reminds me of No Man's Sky.
And before he was rudely interrupted by you.
I am so sorry.
So did Starfield.
Starfield was single player though, and there was loading screens for takeoffs where No Man's Sky you actually take off through the atmosphere into space.
To me, Starfield is a very different genre. I put it more akin to something like Elder Scrolls, or like The Witcher, where it's about choices. It's about the characters that you meet and stuff like that. I mean, as someone who's put like I think like 60 to 70 hours in the game, it's that's what it's all about, or like the main meat of it. Like there's a specific like quest line where you enter into like a corporation, and you're basically like security, and you're going over to competitive industries and trying to get their secrets or sabotage their stuff, and
right.
And that affects the company. Like by the end of that storyline, I influenced the company to go in a particular direction based on my choices.
Well, unfortunately, Maker, you played it 20 hours more to hate it on it.
I mean, I don't think Starfield is a bad game. I just don't think it's as good as their other games.
It's all good. I mean, I think if it does something different, right? It lets you fly and go to different planets where the other games didn't let you do that at all. So, I mean, it does something that some people are going to like that some people aren't going to like, right? So I feel like,
it depends on what you want to get out of the game. Like if you're in it for that combat, for the spaceship, Starfield is not the game for you. This might be more up your alley because the combat is probably more the focus.
Well, not even that, but multiplayer. A lot of people like multiplayer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you pull me back, Cowboy, we'll get into Xbox.
All right, fair enough. I just want y'all to see this real quick.
Like I said, I sent a private chat. I'm sorry for interrupting you, Rudix. Bad TPG. Bad. Got to work on that.
Oh, no worries at all, man. No worries at all.
I just wanted to say, like there's different games for different things. I don't go to Disco Elysium for combat. It's a story-based game.
You don't go to The Last of Us for multiplayer. Oh, sore spot.
Part one you did.
Part one you did.
Ah, damn it!
Good.
Yeah.
He remembered.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, I put so much hours into it. Man, that was my game.
PS3 or PS4 version?
PS3.
Mm.
I wonder, was I playing it on? No, I was playing on PS4 because I was playing it when Destiny came out. And that was no, that was
Any game's
PS3.
better than
But that was
Starfield.
PS3.
Redfall was better than Starfield. To me, it was.
I never played Redfall.
Well, you know the cool thing with
It's
Redfall
debatable.
though, Redfall was for me, Redfall was really direct. Like Redfall was just kind of like it got to it. You ran around, you shot enemies, you killed them, and so that's what it was. Starfield, because it's so open ended, open world, it you could do whatever not whatever you want, but you had so much more like left and right and up and down to do when you think of it. And so sometimes some of that is kind of overwhelming for me. So it just made me not even want it to really give it like go back to it at all. You know what I mean? It was so cool, but it was just like, yeah, it's just too much. So I feel like if you're really into it, it's gonna be great. You're gonna have a
Like,
lot to do.
From my experience, like Starfield can be very hit or miss. Like I have some stories from Starfield that I enjoyed a lot, and then there are others where it felt like Dead Space, and not as in the game, but like it felt like
Dead
there was
Space.
there's nothing to do, and so that's the issue.
No, we're
Jesus.
not.
With the DLC
We're not.
coming.
Just
Yeah,
for
why
the
are you
guys
playing a Starfield trailer here, dude? We know it's a 30 FPS game.
No,
And
I
I think
thought it
it's
was
gonna have some
cool.
company soon.
That you guys we were talking about Starfield,
But
so I
let's
wanted
get into
to
Xbox,
pull
guys.
it up.
So Sarah Bond says she set up a new team dedicated to game preservation and forward compatibility. So no longer talking about backwards compatibility, we're talking about forward compatibility.
Oh yeah, this is obvious. You want to build your library going forward. You don't want to leave any games behind.
Also shows that Xbox is only good for old games.
God damn, FCAT, just say you hate Xbox at this point. Be more subtle.
I'm just being real. I don't hate on Xbox.
I think it's good that they're being transparent, that they're planning to support the older consoles.
Yeah, that's I was gonna say that. It's like that's a good thing, but it's like at the
Is
same
backward
time,
compatibility still a selling point like today?
I think it's
I don't
good.
think it really is.
So let's go down the line. Let's go down the line. I'll start. I personally am not that into backwards compatibility because I think nostalgia for me only lasts but so long. Again, I'll tell the story. My favorite game in the world is Prototype. I love part one, love part two. I remember they had a remastered version where it was more frames, and I bought it and I probably played it all of half an hour. Why? Because it is old. Like I want to move. I always want stuff new. Now that's just speaking for me. So I feel like backwards compatibility, honestly, and that's probably why Sony's taking forever to really want to get into it. They probably did the research to see that people say they want it, but they don't use it that much. Now, I think what's cool is it's an option. I will always say that. Hey, sometimes less is more, but to give you more options, I think is good. And so if they're gonna say, look, we're gonna keep supporting the older content, then that's cool. But I personally feel like I'd rather you spend that money, time, energy, engineering, and whatever you got to do on bringing new stuff. But that's just me. But I know people and fans and people will scream that they want old stuff so much, and then I swear you don't see them playing it. But anyway, that's me. TPG, what about you?
I'm kind of same camp with backwards compatibility. It's a nice idea if you want to go back and play those games, but let's be honest, after like half hour, you're just tapped out. Like, oh yeah, I remember why I stopped playing this game. As far as game preservation goes, I mean, obviously Microsoft needs to preserve their games. They can't be losing games to time because that's potential money they're missing out on. And also, yeah, forwards compatibility. No duh. That's what they're going to do going forward. Make sure you keep your games until they decide they don't want you to keep your games, and then resell it to you for $60 or $70. Because hey, if Nintendo could do it, why the fuck can't we?
That was pretty funny. What about you, Rude Diggs?
what to say about backwards compatibility? I mean, it's good for the people who want it. It's not my cup of tea. It's good to see that Xbox is doing something to preserve their backwards compatibility. I wish PlayStation had more of a robust library of their backwards compatibility, because there's a lot of bangers that I remember on the PS2 that I'd love to go back and play, especially co-op games, couch co-op games. Having that would be awesome. But nonetheless, because that is the one dying hybrid I would see, is that we never see couch co-op games anymore. They're just not as big now that we have online co-op. So I'd say, is that coming back? Awesome.
I agree. Well, remember 2 years ago, the game of the year was couch co-op, so that was cool. It Takes Two. But,
right, but then what is another notable couch co-op game you can think of? And honestly, I'm not going to sit with my buddy and play a game about two divorced people.
Right. Well, I played it with my wife. You know, my wife and I beat the game.
So that has to feel like the most awkward
But I
game
think
night ever.
the next game coming is probably
Yeah, buddy, come over. You play the girl, I'll play the guy, and it's like, why do I
Benny,
feel
get the
this
pizzas and
way
the beers.
about
We'll
you
play this
6
game
years
about
in?
divorce.
I think the bigger couch co-op games, right, was probably It Takes Two in the last couple years, Streets of Rage 4, looking forward to Little Nightmares 3. So that should be cool because it's finally gonna be co-op. But anyway, I'll move on. FCAT, what about you?
I mean, back in the day, like backward compatibility, it is a selling point, and I do like buying the new console and plug it in and be able to download like all my old stuff.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, the whole thing with old games, like it's getting old. Like I'm with you, Cowboy. I feel like it's starting to get old. Bringing back all these old games.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like if I did a survey and people was honest, it'd be pretty low percentage of the people that really want backwards compatibility versus when you hear people always talk about it. And I feel like this generation it can turned into like a console war thing. And it was like, do people really want it, or they just use it to weaponize, right? And then also I feel like this generation they didn't have as much first party games in the beginning. So people was arguing over who played a better old games. And I was a Stadia guy, but I didn't have an Xbox or a PlayStation 5. And I would listen and be like, wait, what? What are y'all arguing about? Well, this got FPS boost. And this, I'm like, yeah, this is the first generation that I ever heard gamers argue the old games. I was so confused. Like, I know I'm playing Stadia and I got some old games or games that don't look as good as those games, but you guys are arguing over old games. I was really confused by that. But so I think that's what made a lot of people talk more about backwards compatibility, but I almost feel like it's not real because it was just weaponized in the beginning. So people are kind of holding on to it as some type of bragging chip. But I feel like it was always just kind of like a side thing. Yeah, if you could, you had the PlayStation 3 that let you play the older disc. And so you had the ability to do it, but you didn't really. That's why PlayStation Now never really was anything. Like if you ask for PlayStation fan, they never had PlayStation Now because we already played and beat those games. And those was they only launched PlayStation Now for PlayStation 4 owners because there wasn't backwards compatibility. So it's like I don't really think backwards compatibility is that big of a deal, but gamers will make it sound like it is. And so I think these companies are forced this generation to kind of do something because it was held up so big like 2 years ago or how many years ago that, oh, that's what we want. But I don't really think it's that, like
Well,
I agree. I don't think it's that important, but in terms of sales wise, but I think there are like a subsect of people that want that, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's a good. I mean, me personally, like I've got my old games like Blue Dragon, Lost Odyssey from Xbox 360 era, and I've got like Snake Eater as well on 360. So I've got some classics that every now and then I'll go back to. Like
I bought a PlayStation 2 for backward compatibility. I bought the 360 for the backward compatibility for OG Xbox One. You know, I bought Xbox One because of that backward compatibility and so on. And they kept it, you know, in line with the family. And I mean, if there is a next gen console from Xbox, yes, I definitely would think they would make it backward compatible.
I want to say this. I actually kind of agree with 5-0 said there. You had it highlighted there for a second, Cowboy. PlayStation's backwards compatibility form of remakes. Laugh out loud, what are we talking about? But here's the thing. I would prefer that than, you know, just a straight up like, oh, here's the old game. Because let's be real here, guys. The games from PS2, PS3 generations probably haven't aged that well compared to what we want now in games. Like, oh, great, I'm playing Ratchet Clank Deadlock. Oh, that's right. I'm playing Ratchet Clank Deadlock. This is kind of awkward now because the controls are weird.
I also feel like some remakes aren't enough for me, at least. Like for me, like I enjoyed the Demon Souls remake for PS5, but at the same time, the only like additions that they added was some quality of life stuff, and that's it. And I felt like the combat feels clunkier than Dark Souls because Dark Souls obviously came later and better, and so now going back to Demon Souls, I'm like, it's not as good.
I think also it was kind of done to kind of like showcase the SSD. Like, hey, remember that fog? It'll take you like a minute to load into that spot. Now it just does it instantaneously.
It's a beautiful game, don't get me wrong, but if the core bit of the gameplay isn't significantly changed.
There are only 3 Soul games I have ever played. The Demon Souls remake, because I bought it because my friend confessed me, basically coerced me into it. Elden Ring and Bloodborne. And God, I wish Bloodborne had a 60 FPS patch. There, right there. There's your Bloodborne port. Just put 60 FPS in, res up the graphics. I'll pay $70 for it.
Well, I want to comment on something real quick that TPG said, and something Maker was saying. So Maker was TPG said, you know, older games back in the day, but they still feel clunky, right? And then when I think about what Maker said, he liked the Demon Souls remake, but it felt kind of clunky, right? I think that's the thing, right? So I know 503 was making a joke, but I think TPG got a good point. Me personally, I always say I'd rather you take your money, your time, your energy, your efforts and make something new. So I'd rather you make a remake of something old than just give me backwards compatible of something old. Because I'm sure I will spend more time playing the new game that's remade. Like I probably will play and beat it. But you gave me the old game with the same control. Remember, when you guys think of like, oh, what if it looked better? That's cool. But just literally think about how a game back then is going to feel to now. It's going to feel real old, real clunky. When you turn in the camera left and right, up and down, it's just not going to have the same snappy feeling as it does today. And I think that might be a little hindersome trying to play it nowadays. When I think of real quick, I was thinking about going back to play God of War 3 because that's my favorite God of War. It's one of my top 10 favorite games of all time. It's most over the top. And I'm like, man, let them just make a remake of that. And so I'm on the border of trying to play it again just because it's older and the new one looks so great and the new one controls are way better to me. So that's just an example right there, you know. But I think somebody is trying to get in. Bam. And
it's a T.
Yeah, that guy, Murder. Oh, is this Murder?
Yo, yo.
Yo, what's up, man? What's going on? How you doing?
What up? Doing pretty good. Get off work, you know, had to come stop by and see what's going on with the family.
Let's jump in there. Murder, let me jump with you. What's your thoughts on backwards compatibility? Like do you you know what, like so what we're saying is like how much do we think we really like backwards compatibility or feel we you know personally, right? I can't speak for everybody, so
right.
But what's your thoughts?
Yeah. I'm kind of down the middle because like I heard people say I don't want to go back and revisit old games, but sometime when you do, you have a great experience, you know. It's like you were just saying God of War. Now you played the one a long time ago. You should go back if you really want to play God of War 3, they have it in the PlayStation Store. God of War 3 remastered. Looks better, runs better.
No, yeah, I played and beat that one when they first came out with it.
The remastered version?
Yep.
The thing with that all these old games on the running
All
on
right,
the newer
guys, I gotta
consoles.
drop. It's been great
right.
talking with all of you.
Go
I'm
eat
off
dinner.
to dinner.
Damn, Rude, don't
Take care,
leave, man.
everybody.
Jeez, I didn't want
I
to scare
know,
you off.
just as you got here, I know.
Man,
It's
murder is gotta
it's
get in
the
quicker.
timing.
I
It's
know.
the timing.
Well, Rudigs, just so you know, I'm hitting the gym just so I could be on this damn show.
All right, I'd like to see it.
Block him, Rudigs.
He'll finally have that Kevin Owens body he's aiming for.
Yeah, I'm working.
But hold on, no.
Rudigs, man.
But,
Thanks
But,
for Rudigs.
but
Thanks
what
for
I was
coming on.
saying,
Hold on, real quick. FCAT Rudigs got to go. Plug your your channel, man. Let the people know where they can find you.
Rudigs, RUDIGGZ, Twitter, YouTube Threads. I'll be dropping into some Helldivers tonight, getting those pink super samples.
Yeah.
And apparently
Me
there's
too.
a mysterious ship upgrade that I'll be checking out as well that they added this morning. I've been wanting to peep. So check me out 10 p.m. tonight. I'll be there. Otherwise, Super PlayStation Bros Wednesday morning on Cloud and Console. See you there. Take care, everyone, and thanks again, panel.
Yes,
sir. You got it, man.
Word.
Guys, and here is his channel. Definitely could click on the link.
But can I continue on the back compatibility thing real quick?
Yes, sir.
Just
Sorry
a couple
about that.
seconds.
He had to leave, so
you're all good. But I do think it's good, and like I heard someone say, it's always good to have more options. You know,
Definitely.
You never want to, especially in video gaming, when they're trying to give you something for free, or it's on the Xbox side anyway. When they're trying to upgrade a game that's 10, 15 years old, and they upgrade the graphics, upgrade the gameplay for no price, there's no way that can't be good.
Whoa.
You might not want to play.
The thing is, what I found
hold on,
playing
wait, I
these
got you,
old
Chris.
games on the newer consoles is they look terrible. Like you start questioning your childhood. Like you start questioning your life.
I know,
You're like,
right?
why did I play this?
Hold up,
So-
FCAT, hold up. Let him.
But not
finish.
all games are like that.
Dude, I played GoldenEye on Xbox, and
Well,
I'm
GoldenEye
like,
they said
what
was
the
going to be
hell?
shitty though.
I'm
That
like-
was it. That's a bad example. There's a bunch of other games that were made that are 10, 15 years old that they made, totally upgrade the graphics, bring them up to 4K. They do a lot to them. There are certain games that people said when they came out, it was going to be GoldenEye. They didn't get the online either. So that's
tough. Let me ask you this though. You hold up, Murder. I heard you say something, and I just want to. You said they upgrade the graphics and the gameplay. How did they upgrade the gameplay?
Not like they speed it up. Some of them that didn't have 60 frames before. They mess with the resolution. They mess with the frames. I mean, we could go and get on PlayStation. I don't like you just said. I don't want to play a game. Well, you could go to PlayStation side and get the exact game. Nothing changed about it. No graphical upgrades. No no nothing. No frame upgrade. No nothing.
Are
You
you
just
talking
that game
about
from 25 years
Plus? Are you
PlayStation
talking about
5 backward
Hold up,
compatibility
guys.
is
The
horrible
thing is, right?
compared to
If he,
Xboxes.
hold up, wait, stop.
Yeah.
If he's explaining, we gotta kind of hear him out, right? If we cut him off, then he's not gonna be able to explain what he's saying. So go ahead, Murder.
Okay.
Oh, I'm just saying that I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't necessarily like to go back and play old games, but you see, we're one out of how many trillion and billions of people? We're just one. There are weird people that like to go play games from 25 years ago. Just because you don't or it doesn't suit you doesn't mean the rest of the world follows. Because apparently, if you watch YouTube and Twitter and everything else, there's all bunch of weirdos talking about, I wish I could play Kong 3 from '82, and it's just up to the individual.
That's why I just want to ask each individual person what was.
I don't think it's a bad thing, but I don't want to go back and play like you guys are saying. Unless it's something graphically great, I don't want to go back and play, an old game. I already did that, So I mean, but I don't see it as a bad thing.
Yeah, and just to
if it's done right.
And just to your point, Murder, I did play God of War, so I beat God of War 3 a bunch of times. I beat it when it was also remastered, and it is great, right?
You can't tell me that the remastered ain't better than the one you played years ago.
No, no, it is. But what
way better.
What I was saying was, now, right now that we got the God of War 2018 and Ragnarok, it's like, oh damn, I like those controls better than those. So this is gameplay, right? So I like this gameplay controls better than those controls, because back then it was more hack and slash, right? And now it's more intuitive, you know.
Yeah.
So
See,
I was just saying that.
that's compatibility upgrade right there.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But
That's what I want. But then you got people like you who will sit there and champion paying $70 for the same game 3 times that came out 2 years ago.
no,
So what
hold on. Wait.
I'll only pay
Hold on.
That's PlayStation's back compat program. They
hold
charge
on,
you guys
hold on.
$70 for a game they made 2 years ago.
Murder.
I think remakes and remasters are
Hold
different
on.
from backward
Hold on, real
compatibility.
quick. I just, if anybody say something on my name, I like to clear it up. I like to
Yeah,
clear
you
it
clear
up.
it up.
Let me.
You better not hit me with the Chucky.
To do a GameFly promotion.
He gonna
I'm not paying
God
$70,
damn it! I knew he
brother.
would.
I'm not paying $70,
I knew
brother.
True.
Now,
Well, not you. You don't buy games. I know.
yeah. Hey, y'all can say I don't buy guy. I'm cool with that. You know,
I do.
yeah.
And I'm not buying the remade game I bought 2 years ago. That's cheesy. It's a cash
now-
grab, and that's fucking unconsumer, and that's garbage.
Now I will say this.
So,
my wife did buy me The Last of Us, so she bought it for me.
Good wife.
But anyway,
what does Maker's thing?
all right, let's move forward. What's Maker's thing?
Did Maker talk already?
I mean, I said that there's like a subsect of people that enjoy their backwards compatibility in their older games. I mean, even I go back to them every once in a while, and I think it gets good for those people.
All right, let's move on to what else she said. She said they are full speed ahead on the next gen console.
Woo! Full speed ahead. What's that mean? I don't know, but it sounds nice.
Sounds nice.
Right. Something they
So,
say every time.
like I'm saying, like I keep telling y'all, I'm telling y'all, the handheld is going to be the technical leap.
You know what though? So what's your point? Like, is you saying like what? Because it might be.
That's going to be the technical leap for Microsoft.
Yeah, that would be dope though.
They didn't go into details. They're not talking about a strong console again.
No, but here's the thing. All I want to say is this: that your opinion, right? Your opinion is you think they're gonna have a handheld. So you know.
Yeah. So the handheld will be the largest technical leap that Sarabon was talking about.
Okay, well, let's go down the list then. Let's go. That's why I'm trying to do this new format, right? Instead of we go crazy and talk over each other. Now, once we each spoke, then we can rebuttal, right? But so you feel that Xbox moving full speed ahead on next gen console, you think it would be what, like a Switch?
Yeah, it'll be like a ROG Ally, or maybe stronger.
All right, well, pretty much a Switch. So same thing. They're all kind of similar device, right? They're a handheld that you could play the games on, a screen, walking around.
Yeah,
and
it'll have like windows on it.
Okay, got it. All right, Maker, what's your thoughts? What do you think Xbox moving moving full speed ahead on next gen console? What do you think it's going to be?
AI focused. I mean, that's the way Microsoft's going. So something to do with AI, whether it's AI upscaling, just like the PS5 Pro. I do think they might shift towards handheld, similar to like a Switch, where you can dock it and play it on your TV, just because of the success that the Switch has had and handhelds in general doing well. But I just think that they're going to try and change it up, better for everybody.
Sounds cool. What about you, TPG?
I think it sounds great. Great. I can't wait to see the next Xbox, because you know what? It's not like we're already in the middle of a generation, but I guess Microsoft's already given up on this one. So
TPG, the question was, what do you think their next console will be?
Oh, sorry, I'm playing Yu-Gi-Oh right now. And far as their next generation goes, I can see it being a hybrid console, because hey, you know what they see, you know the old expression, monkey see, monkey do, monkey copy and paste the same thing that everyone else did.
Hybrid with what though? What would be to explain the hybrid?
It'd be basically a Nintendo Switch, but with Xbox logo on it.
Gotcha. Okay. What about you, Murder?
What's the exact question? Sorry, I hear you. I was talking to myself.
So this article or that FCAT pulled up says Xbox moving full speed ahead on next gen console, but FCAT think the next gen console will be a handheld like the Nintendo Switch. So I'm just asking you, what do you think their Xbox next gen console will be? Would it be a regular console? Do you think it'll be
they've already they've already kind of said that they're gonna continue with the 2 SKU thing. So I think one of them will be a console, and I think one of them will be a handheld. If they're digital only, like I'm hearing, I'll be out on it anyway because I don't want to be forced to go all digital. I'm a dinosaur, so it's like I'm just stuck in my ways on how I want to play my games, and that's just it. But I do think they're going to integrate Microsoft Windows into it and open it up in some form, which will change the game. But other than that, I really don't care because I'm still barely playing my Series X. So I'm just, I don't know. I think this is just more stuff that we hear every time.
Right.
It's kind of before the Series S came out. It was the biggest technical leap with power, and it's gonna make the world shake, and that's not the truth.
I just wanted to clarify something. The leaked documents for the next console for Xbox was a digital Series X. It wasn't for the next generation.
Yeah,
so we don't know
they
if it's
showed
gonna
the
have
leak
additional
also for the white one, for the white Series X.
Yeah. See. Yeah.
Man, we got more consoles than they have games. What the hell?
Right. Ain't nobody buying consoles. Let's put out some more.
Exactly right.
Maybe if they make it digital, they can make it cheaper, just like the PS5 has a digital version.
Well, let me jump in there.
True. Very true.
My thoughts. I got a feeling they're gonna do some type of cloud thing. So you know how you said they made you use AI. I got a feeling it's gonna be like a hybrid with a cloud. I think it's still gonna be a box, but I think it's gonna be the capability to use
Cloud integrated.
Yeah, it's gonna be like really powerful, and it's gonna be like you're pretty much gonna be able to just not download the game and just play it, and it's going to be like run really really well, like it was just like it's FCAT sometimes say, oh, just get Xbox with GFN on it. Well, you know how powerful GFN is. I got a feeling they're going to have a way to have a built-in cloud that's like really really good, but at the same time you'll still be able to buy your games, download them, and put a disc in, but it'll be like an automatic option.
I think disc are going away at the dinosaur next generation, man. It just feels like it.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
I
I'm
think it's
stuck in that
shifting
though.
that way.
Yeah,
Gentlemen,
I'm stuck in it. All my games I bought have all been.
I know. I know FCAT wants to go on to the next subject, but
let's console war, ladies and gentlemen. Let's console war.
I don't want
to play Chucky. We're gonna have to play Chucky because people like Beanie and Murda, they're a bunch of Xbox fanboys who will defend.
Whoa!
Hey,
no.
I rep the brand that does 60.
So play Chucky, kid. Play Chucky.
I'm gonna play Chucky, but listen.
Oh Lord.
Okay, listen. We're gonna when you pull up your topic, we're going down the order. Everybody gonna talk and nobody cut them off. Now, when everybody has spoken, we could do a free for all. All right. So let's at least we could this console war, whatever you're gonna bring up, we could at least be constructive about it, and then we could go crazy. So remember, guys, don't cut nobody off when they're speaking. So let's just that way.
I'll behave.
All right, thanks, CPG. So unfortunately, he got to talk to you.
Man the fuck up.
All right, here we go. Hellblade 2, oh damn, runs at 30 frames per second with no graphical options. You know what's crazy?
That's big news.
So I'll start this off. I'm actually shocked, right? So me personally, so y'all can laugh at me or not, Hellblade is for me, right? I do like cinematic story-driven games, so I like the PlayStation type games. So I said a long time ago, I said, what people gonna say when Hellblade come out, because everybody knocked the story, walk and talk movie games, right? And this looks like it that's what it's supposed to be. Now, I was taken back when they said it was going to be a shorter game and stuff like that. I was like, oh wow, that's kind of crazy. I didn't picture that. I thought this was going to be that over the top, like I mean, it does look super dramatized and stuff like that, but I thought it was going to be like, that long drawn out game and you going all over the world to find this and that and this crazy story, but it still looks cool as hell to me. But I am really shocked that it is 30 frames. It looks so not that 30 frames games don't look good, because it doesn't stop the graphics. So we gotta explain this. It doesn't stop the graphics, right? You can have 4K 30 and the game gonna look, pause it, you be like, damn, that looks good. The frames is just what makes it look smoother. So if I turn left to right real fast on 30 frames, I'm like, god damn, and it's gonna not be as rough on 60 and above, right? So I am shocked though, because this game looks so good. I just thought this was going to be Xbox graphical masterpiece. Again, not saying it's not going to look good because it's 30, but I thought they was going to put everything that has to do with graphics. I thought this was going to be a one, especially when they say it's going to be a shorter game, right? So if it's a shorter game, I even thought like, okay, well, they're definitely going to have 60 because it's not going to be a huge, massive game. So they're probably going to make like, this is going to make your eyes water, your mouth water. You're going to get that 60, 30. So, and I'm not saying it's going to be a bad game. I'm just saying I am surprised. This, because I even asked them in the chat. I said, "Is this real?" Because I thought it was, another, not messing with your FCAT, but I thought this was just kind of like some, this ain't real. But they was like, "No, this is real." So no, I really did. I was like, "Nah, this is the one Xbox game where I think they're going to take graphics to the next level."
This is real, guys.
So hold on, I'm about to move on and let you take over, and then we're gonna go in order, and then we can free for all. But I'm still looking forward to playing this out of all the Xbox games, because this cater more to me. This is my style of game, and before it come out, I'm actually go back and play the original. So it's still on my GameFly list, just waiting for me to select it. But
Yeah, I think this comes out in May.
okay, so I gotta get to it. Maybe I'll play it after I send back RoboCop. But so yeah, I'm just shocked. I am shocked. I will say this. I am shocked. This one isn't 60. So this does shock me. It's no multiplayer. It's literally just a one-player 8-hour game, is from what they said. So I am shocked. But that's all I got to say about this. I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, I know some people are going to be upset, because I do understand people love their 60. Hey, you give me the choice, I want 60 all day. I'll take 1080 60 over 4K 30. I will, because I like that smooth feeling. And before we even back up to that, when video games wasn't even doing 60, I loved Picture Motion Plus, or they nicknamed it the soap opera effect. So when I used to buy TVs, I liked the higher frames, the hertz. Back then, we didn't say frames. You talked about how much hertz it had. So I actually liked the way that looked, that soap opera effect. So I personally like it. But I'm not saying this is going to make the game bad. That's me. I'm speaking for myself. When each one of y'all get to speak, if you want to say it's trash, it's evil, is whatever, that's on you. I'm just talking about for me. But go ahead, FCAT. That was my 2 cents.
My thoughts is I don't really care for Hellblade 2. This will more than likely be a skip for me, but in the first place. But to hear another Xbox first party game fall for the 30 FPS, I can only sit here and blame the Series S. Because of the parity clause. They can run whatever narrative. Oh, it's a creative decision. It was a cinematic experience. You can say that all you want. You're hiding the fact that it's the Series S. But this makes me worried about Indiana Jones. This makes me worried about South of Midnight. This makes me worried about Clockwork Orange. Revolution. Are these games going to be 30? Because I don't. If I got to run to my PC to play Indiana Jones, I'm gonna be pissed.
Okay. You got anything else you want to say before you go on?
That's about it.
Okay. What about you, Maker?
For me, to me, 30 frames per second doesn't matter too much as long as the game is good, and as long as it's not a first-person shooter. To me, first-person shooters and like VR are the worst at low frame rates. But Tears of the Kingdom was my favorite game of the year last year, and that was 30 frames. And as long as it's a solid 30 and it plays well, to me it doesn't matter that much. But I'm gonna be playing it on PC, so I don't have to worry about the 30 frames. But I just see this as a reality going forward, and to think that to me it's not an Xbox issue. I think it's just games in general. They're trying to put more and more into games, and that's going to be taxing on on it. Just look at Gotham Knights releasing at 30 frames. I mean, there's a lot of games with performance issues. Like Rise of the Ronin has issues hitting 60. Final Fantasy 16 had issues hitting a consistent 60. We're just going to start to see this as the consoles get older, because I think a lot of people don't realize how weak those consoles really are in terms of power. And so yeah, I think we better get used to 30 frames on consoles.
That's deep. What about you, TPG?
No. First off, I make her. No, you gotta get used to 30 FPS on Xbox, not on PlayStation. Did you notice how PlayStation, all their games are coming out for performance mode and a graphics mode? Just gonna say, maybe it's because Sony didn't put all their eggs in a basket called Unreal Engine 5. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's because at the end of the fucking day, that Series S, I do believe the Series S is the problem. But
I have to ask though, like if it's not a PlayStation problem, why is Final Fantasy 16, which released only on
when
PlayStation
I meant
5?
PlayStation, I meant Sony themselves, their first party, not
first
third
party.
parties.
And then and hold your questions if you got a specific thing you want to rebuttal. So because I don't want him to lose his train of thought. But go ahead, TPG.
Yes, but at the end of the day, this is not the biggest deal breaker in the world for me. What bugs me the most is the fact they don't even give us the option to begin with. No, it's 30 FPS. That's it. You don't get the choice. But here's the irony of this whole situation. The creative developer, whatever the guy's name, came out and said, oh, this was for artistic because this makes it more cinematic. So why is it not locked 30 FPS on PC, but only on console? See, that just when I smelt that, I was like, man, this is bullshit. The Series S is the problem here. So, yeah, again, I'm not going to say this is the worst thing ever. This is worse than Hitler. Oh, my God, the worst thing ever. But I do think this just shows that Series S needs to be cut off. It's the ball and chain holding Xbox back. And, if Sony could do it, why can't Microsoft? That's all I got to say.
Okay. Well, what about you? Murder.
Me, I can't sit here and get all hyped up about it because I don't. Hellblade's not my bag. It's not an actual game that I play, and I have been noticing. There's a lot of games: Dragon's Dogma, Alan Wake 2, Suicide Squads, all these games that are pushing 30 for whatever reason. I don't know. I'm not a game creator, so and it only seems to be highlighted in this issue, and not every game that comes out on PlayStation is a 60 frame. I know a lot of their exclusives are, but there are some that aren't.
Right.
So it ain't like every game. It's just whatever they decide to go, their creative decisions and things, whatever. I don't know. But on the other hand, I do think it's bullshit. Because just like TPG said, how can a ROG Ally or a Steam Deck, which is not even is not even as powerful as a Series X, not have an uncapped frame rate as well? You mean to tell me you can always uncap all these games for PC, even these games that could run on an Xbox or a PlayStation? They always have to come out at 30 for some kind of creative decision. I don't like that part of it. I don't really care. I don't believe that any game that's a shooter moving forward, or like a Call of Duty, I couldn't play Call of Duty in 30 frames. It would ruin it for me. But a story game where you can hack and slash and move around, because all the prior games back in our days were 30 frames, and we didn't have a problem beating those games. I mean, we shouldn't have to deal with it with the technology that we have now. But I just don't know. I don't know what to say or do about it, because I don't play a lot of the story games, and I don't care enough to, I can play a good story game, like Maker said, with great story, or just a great game in 30. I can do it. I really honestly wouldn't know the difference, but I would. But as far as shooters and stuff, I believe those deserve a 60, and I just think it's always being highlighted because it's Xbox. It's probably it's probably going to be a graphical masterpiece. People that hate Xbox, IG and GameSpot, all these people are praising this game.
Xbox X.
I don't know, but there's all these places that usually hate on Xbox that are praising what this game, the 40-minute demo that they sat and got to play, and they're praising this game. So I'm just gonna take it as that. I hope whoever plays it loves it. If it's if it's not good on Xbox for you, play it on your computer or whatever. Um, but I don't know. I don't play enough story games like that to really have a comment about it. It doesn't bother me to play a story game at 30. Now a shooter, a fast-paced moving game like a Stellar Blade or a Final Fantasy or a God of War, I would love to play something like that at 60. But like I don't know. It just doesn't bother me. It doesn't make me just go, oh God, this game is shit because it runs at 30. Because there's a lot of games that are. Look, Alan Wake was up for Game of the Year, right? It ran at 30. Nobody said shit.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
Dragon's Dogma, I got it. I bought it day one. It runs at 30. Everybody, Game of the Year. Don't say shit about it. But when it comes to a game that's an Xbox exclusive, it's like a big deal, and it gets put under a microphone or magnifying glass,
that is real.
and it's kind of sad. So I mean, I just don't take it serious. I like games, man, and it being at 30 doesn't affect me. It doesn't make me think the game is a bad game. If it was Call of Duty at 30, I'm out. I'm switching to PC. I'm switching to PC. Straight up.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how is the next Doom gonna be 30? Like,
no, they put
how are you gonna say ID Software, the masters of optimization, gonna make 30 Doom?
The last Doom came out 4K 60, so
right
on old hardware.
So guys,
so it better not.
We guys, we got one person that's sneaking up in here that actually
wanted. Oh yeah, it's Q Beanie.
Put his stamp out there.
Yeah.
So
I never played Hellblade, so I'm not. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it, but they're saying it's a graphical masterpiece.
Right.
Cool. They're saying it's one of the first, if not the first, real next gen game, and that's coming from websites that hate Xbox.
Right.
And so, hey, whoever plays it, I hope it does whatever it does. If not, just do what Xbox wants you to do. Play it on the PC.
Well, we got someone in the back. Come on,
right, so
bring him in.
Let's bring in none other than our mother trucker himself, Q Beanie. Q Beanie,
what up, boys?
What up, man?
Told you.
Man, all this slander in here, man. Again.
Q Beanie. First things first. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I just got my truck out of the shop, so I'm finally back in the truck. So.
What was wrong with it? What was wrong with it?
They're doing the regular service, 45,000 mile service. So.
Okay.
Nah, it was the Series S's fault.
I got a PC in my truck, so I ain't worried about that. But.
That's what they're gonna say. It was a Series S's fault.
So TBG, what's your thoughts on this? And then we can do our free for all. So what?
Give my thought too, sir.
Q Beanie, you mean?
Oh damn.
Yeah, I got two very basic comments to say about this, okay?
Okay.
You got to think about it from a level head once in a while. You guys are coming from all these different directions. Oh, my goodness. Let me ask you this. What was the last game that Xbox first-party studios released?
Starfield.
Wrong. What was the last game that Xbox first-party studios created and released? Let me clarify for you.
So you're not counting the acquisition?
Halo?
Actually, that'd be Forza Motorsport. That'd be the last game that Xbox designed and released. And guess what? That game is a lock 60 on console. So I don't want to hear this shit. Okay, they buy these studios, they release these third-party games, and y'all are yelling at them. Why don't you go yell at the developers? All right, Starfield, Hellblade, those are third-party developers that they purchased.
They did prove Starfield can run 60 on Series X.
Let them finish. So
and you might be
interrupted.
It might be capable of running 60 at some points, but not enough for them to willing to compromise the vision in their game. Same with Hellblade. And Hellblade is on a new engine. Did you know Hellblade is going to run like crap on my PC? I promise you. So why would it run good on the console? That engine is 5 years ahead of the hardware in these boxes. You got to think about that. It's just, you got to be logical with this shit. You guys are fanboying too much. That's from me.
Everybody's saying, the UE5 on consoles.
No, I want to hear what he has to say. He's the one doing the most.
Everybody's saying the UE5 thing, no UE5 game runs 60 on console. Immortals of Avium ran 60 on all platforms. only
Yeah,
look
and
at on the Series S. I mean,
and is
Remnant
Avium the
2,
best looking
Remnant
game of the
2,
generation? No. So hush.
Remnant 2, UE5, 60
Are
on all
you? Did you
platforms. So,
seriously just say there, Cubini saying Helldivers 2, not Helldivers 2, Hellblade 2?
Hellblade 2 will be the best looking current generation game when it comes
You
out.
said,
Yes,
did you
absolutely.
just call it the game of the generation?
That's what I'm hearing.
The best looking game of the generation so far. Yes.
Just when you take still pictures, right?
No, period. That game's going to be a killer. That
No,
game's going to be everything everybody wants.
Whoa,
no, but
Cowboy, stop it, because
Come
you know
on, man.
PlayStation's photo mode is notorious.
Well, hold on.
Stop it.
My point
Yeah.
is this. My point is this is what gamers complain about. Like I said, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it more than the Xbox gamer. So the Xbox gamer is gonna be like, I don't care about a walk-in simulator. I do because I like them. So
But it's so funny.
but-
They care about it when it's a PlayStation.
I have to
game.
interrupt you there because saying this is what gamers are talking about, because over 20 million people bought Legend of Zelda, and how many people complained about the 30 frames per second?
No, because it's a Switch. You have no choice. That's different.
15,
That's
the
different.
15
That's
frames
different.
per second.
Well, this is an Xbox game.
Switch-
you
yeah,
have no
Switch
choice.
doesn't- Yeah, the Switch
Okay,
is a
but the
non-conversation
Switch wasn't
starter.
sold
my
on
point
being the
is
most
this.
powerful console, though. That's the
Okay, and so what? Sometimes to take that big next generation leap, if you want to, you're going to have to compromise to get the vision of your game. That's the way it is.
vision of their game
on a new engine, a beast engine.
I gotta ask this: if this is just the vision of their game, 30 FPS, how come it's not 30 FPS locked on PC?
Because they're not going to lock it on PC. Nobody does. That's how it works. It's
sure
an
about
industry standard to leave it unlocked on PC.
He is true about that. Usually they'll lock like cutscenes, but they won't lock like gameplay.
Right, you'll get 30 FPS on the FMVs and shit like that. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question though. Kubini, I'll ask you a question. So
Sure.
If there's a game that's amazing, right? And it's under the new acquisition, right? So it could be Bethesda, it could be Activision, whatever, right? And let's say it's an Xbox exclusive, right? They decide, you know what? Let's say the next Doom, they decide to make it an Xbox exclusive. And because last Doom was my 2020 game of the year personally, and I played
That's a great game.
and I played that on Stadia at 60 frames per second. So I'm just saying. But so let's say the next Doom is on as Xbox. They say, you know what, we're gonna make Xbox exclusive. It's 60 frames per second. It's bells and whistles, whatever you want. Do you brag that it's an Xbox game, or do you say, well, I can't really brag because it's not made by Xbox Studio?
No, it's theirs. The difference is Starfield was, basically done when they bought that game. They just went back and cleaned it up. Redfall was a hot mess from the get-go, so we're all going to blame the developer on that one. Everybody knows that.
The reason why I asked you that because you just said it will be theirs, but before that you said, well, these games aren't made by Xbox. So
I'm saying those 3 games. Hold on, the 3 games that everybody's throwing in Xbox's face were not made by them. They were purchased, and then if anything, they put some money into them to get them over the finish line. You know what I mean?
They're purchased.
Can you say the same about Ninja
before
Theory
y'all
and
were holding
Hellblade?
them up like they were Xbox first party. Now you're saying they're
Well, they are first party. I'm not saying they're not, but I'm saying they're not accountable for those particular 3 games unless they started them from the beginning.
I do
Does that
have
make
to
sense
say
at all?
there was like an article out specifically about Redfall. I don't know particularly about Starfield, but Redfall in particular on the Bethesda side, they had a lot of issues before it was bought.
Yeah.
So at the very least, that explains a lot. But still, it's under Xbox, and as soon as Xbox owns it, I mean, similarly, I would say with Destiny, as soon as Destiny was bought by Sony, it's now Sony's responsibility.
Well, I think I agree with Cubini in the sense of you got to look at the timeline, right? So here's the thing: if I buy your company and you were working on a project before I bought you, then yeah, you can't really put that on me. But it's just like a marriage. If my wife's credit was jacked up before I met her, once I marry her, now that's part of my debt, right? So I think you're what you're doing is you're cherry picking. You're saying, well, and I agree with you timeline, right? If they was working on a game before they got bought, cool. But if they start working on a game after they're bought, they're fully their company. So now Xbox should be able to say, look, I'm going to show y'all the secrets that whatever they know to make their let's say Forza, you said, right? Whatever Xbox studio knows how to work and crack that their hardware, just like PlayStation. Like somebody said, well, look at Final Fantasy. Then you can say, well, Final Fantasy isn't a PlayStation exclusive, right? Or isn't a PlayStation studio. So whatever they know how to do with the console, just like Xbox, I think it's up to Xbox to say, you know what? Now you guys represent us. We bought you. You're making a game after the acquisition, so you represent us. Now our developers got to get with your developers and say, hey, this is what you're doing wrong. You know, I think that's what it comes down to.
And I'm with you. I think real quick, I think you're right. And Starfield, they put a lot of money into that game to make it better than what it would have been if it released back in, what was it, 2022, 2021, whatever year they wanted to do it initially. Starfield had a big improvement with Microsoft money. And Hellblade is an impressive game. It's pushing the limits of 4-year-old hardware on a brand new engine. I just don't want to see them wanting to compromise the vision of that game just so they can get 60 on the console. Just like Starfield.
I'm telling you, they're coming up with
Yeah,
bullshit
they did say
excuses.
if it was 60, it would be blurry or whatever.
So fucking what?
Well, that's their choice, though. Xbox allows developers to do it on their own choice.
Well, I guess PC gamers are about to play a blurry hell.
Turn off motion blur.
PC also has better hardware to deal with that.
I think you make a good point though, because the thing is, right? Let's say it's your game and you want to release it, right? Because let's not act like there was a time where 60 wasn't a thing, right? And everybody went crazy for 4K. So at the end of the day, they want it to, because remember, again, frame rate just has to do it when you're moving in the game, right? And I think like Murder said, if it's a first person shooter, then obviously, right? But it's not a first person shooter. It's gonna be a hack and slash game, right?
You guys are excusing fucking lower
How
standards.
many frames?
No.
It's not a standard issue at all.
I gotta say this. I gotta get this rant out of me. If you are okay with not having the option to decide between 30 and 60 FPS, a graphics mode versus a performance mode, that's my problem. That's bullshit. Everyone,
it's called PC. There you go.
Wait. Let me get you real quick. So you said they're using lower standards. I could say God of War is using lower standards.
How?
Because if you say something's lower standards, then that means
God of War
hold up, no, hear me out. That means the opposition has the optimal settings. That means the opposition is running 120 4K. Is there a game? Is a God of War doing 120 4K? No. So the thing is, you choose to say a game should be 60 and 60 is better than 4K. But there's still people who would think 4K is the optimal, but then some people think frame rate that's 60. So that's unfair to say that they should use the better thing, right? Because in their mind, they're like, our game's going to be 4K. So it's going to look amazing. In your mind, you like, oh, it should be 60 at least so it could flow better. So both of your opinions, your opinion can't jump theirs because you like frames more than you like resolution.
My point I'm trying to say is we should at least have the option to decide.
Yeah, it's called PC. Deal with it.
No. Yeah, but here's my thing, though.
These $500 pieces of plastic were sold on being the best generation. These are going to be
running on UE4, sure.
It was the best generation when it came out, these are effectively still the best consoles. The thing is, consoles are just limitations. Consoles are low-end PCs. That's ultimately what they are nowadays.
And those promises were made in 2020. At some point, you're going to have to realize that's just not going to hold up forever.
Deleted and made private, those comments.
Because they don't want to be held accountable for what they fucking said.
Well, I think the thing is, you got.
They have 2 games that aren't 60. That's not a big deal, bro. Calm down.
I think you got to think,
seriously.
Mark, marketing is a real thing, and every company got a market, right?
shit.
You put a trailer out there, the best you can make a game look. You say games could run on 8K, but there's only one game that could do it on a PlayStation, but you told everybody they could do it. So that's just a thing that business does. I think the thing is you're holding now, if you personally say, because I hear that this is the new thing, I won't play a game unless it's 60. Like I remember Doc Dark, what was the one game that came out? Oh, I guess it was
We
Starfield.
can't
He didn't want
mention
to play
Doc
it
Dark
all,
because
right?
he's PC
Because
now.
it was a 60. So I think the thing is, I don't think it's fair for you to say, oh, they should have both. Well, guess what? If they had to choose, either they want the game to have 60 or they want the game to have 4K. They chose 4K. So I feel like you're trying to pigeonhole them because they don't have performance mode and they don't have that mode. But they're saying they want it to have 4K. So at the end of the day,
They want the vision of their game to be what they want it to be. And they're not going to compromise on it on a 4-year-old piece of hardware just so the ponies can be happy.
I just
So
want to say,
there you go.
I just want to say,
And watch, I guarantee
yeah,
when this fucking game comes to PlayStation, it'll be 60 FPS.
Yeah, keep quarterbacking. Go ahead. You ain't getting it, bro.
I just want to say, my brother is playing Bloodborne, which runs at 30 frames per second for his like 50th time, like on the PS5, and I have never heard him once complain about the frame rate on Bloodborne.
Because he didn't
like,
have a choice.
And Digital Foundry already said that this game goes to PS5, and that couldn't be any better.
He's not a
for
fanboy.
Hellblade 2.
Yeah.
You know,
He's probably not a fanboy maker.
If the game is
that's
good,
the thing. Yeah, your
play
brother
the
is a
game.
fanboy.
Like,
Because I hear
don't
Jersey,
see why
and that's his favorite game, and he's pissed.
Oh,
that
yeah.
there's not a 60 mode.
Look at it this way. Can you imagine if you were doing a project for your boss and he said, I'm going to compromise what you want your game to be because we need to hit a 60 mode, say 1080p, right? Say you want to do that. And you go back and say, man, you know, this is our vision, just like Starfield. It's our vision. We could run it at 60, but the frame rate's going to be all over the place. Just like Final Fantasy, right? Come on, man.
No,
they probably had that discussion, and they want to push fidelity,
game developer
and that's what it's going to be.
Game, no one makes a fucking game with the intention of being 30 FPS. Come on, man.
Oh no, I agree with you. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on, though.
Well, you know what that is? That's a bum ass developer that needs to be fired.
Well,
no, but I agree with you.
Complain to Rockstar because all their games released at 30 frames per second.
Bum ass developers, get them out of there.
Yeah, but I agree with you. They probably wanted that game at 60, and they couldn't do it without compromising more stuff than they wanted to compromise on 4-year-old hardware. That's the way it is.
I want to say this real quick to you guys, right? My thing is this, right? If I asked most of you if you had a choice between 60 frames, right, 1080 60, or 4K 30, it sounds like most people would say
it would depend on the game.
But listen, 1080 60. But here's the thing: if graphically, right, not you realize frames rate isn't the graphics, right? Frame rate is the performance. So graphically, 4K is higher than 1080. So I'm not that I'm taking up for them. What I'm saying is if they wanted their game to be the graphical specimen, right, graphically, then they will compromise making it 60 if they, because again, what PlayStation games are 4K 60, right? That's my point. So it's either you're going to get, 1440 60, most likely 1080 60, but you're not getting 4K 60. So my point is, if they said graphically they don't want to compromise, then that means they're gonna make the game 4K. I'm just spelling it out. Not that I'm taking up for them, but it's just black and white. Like if they said they wanted to not graphically not take any shortcuts, then it's gonna be 4K. So that's just that's simple, right? I don't. So is anybody
they didn't want to compromise.
This is why Sony's developers run fucking miles over my.
No, but
bro,
you have yet to tell me if there's a game that's 4K 60.
4K is bullshit.
No,
I agree.
See, the thing is, TPG,
it's bullshit. Because, dude, you know what it is? It's marketing terms. Oh, 4K. It's the new buzzword.
Hold on, stop.
No, not next year. It'll be 8K.
Hold on, stop. You think 1080p looks as good as 4K?
What?
You think 1080p? I'm asking you a question. Do you think 1080p looks as good as 4K?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. So do you think 1440p looks as good as 4K?
I mean, 1440p
It's
is
close.
just, yeah, it's
1440
pretty close.
looks good, bro. Yeah, 1440 is good.
But see, I'd rather have a 1440. I'd rather have a 1440p 60 FPS game than a 4K 30 FPS
I understand that. I'm just trying to ask a question because I want to see, like, so what I'm asking you was, I asked you, did you think 1080p looks as good as 4K? You said no. I'm asking you, do you think 1440p looks as good as 4K? That's my question.
Yes.
Okay. So then, therefore, for you, if they could get 1440, then you would feel that would be perfect.
That's a sweet
versus
spot.
being 60. Yeah. So that's the thing. What I'm saying is there isn't really no right or wrong, but I don't like when you guys slander or down talk the other ones, because there is somebody out there that will choose 1440 30, right? Or sorry, 4K 30, right? So because you might not now, and there might actually be a developer that actually made a game which you have not, and they might say, we want our game to be 4K 30, right? And so for you might like a many PlayStation games that's 1080 60, right? I choose 1080 60. So trust me, I agree with you, but I'm saying you can't down them, because if they're like, because if you go back some years, which, you know, in your day and age, you grew up with pretty much, you grew up with the knowledge of frames. I'm going back to where nobody mentioned frames. You barely said something about hertz, but everybody talked 4K, 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 4K. That was like the thing, the standard. The gold standard in graphics was 4K, right? So at the end of the day, that means sharp, clear. You know, you're gonna see like all the details, right? And again, frame rates is turning left and right and up and down. So all I'm saying is, if this Hellblade wants it to be as crystal clear and sharp, but they couldn't do it with 60, then I mean, let them pull off. You know, when you pause it, it's gonna look amazing. Maybe when you fighting and turning real quick, it might not look as amazing in those moments, but it's gonna be a graphical spectacle, and that's all I'm saying.
Look, I will say this: I'm not putting down the game. I'm not happy about this. I'm just not happy with not having the option when the PC community gets the option. Now, granted, I know it's a whole different thing, specs, you know, computer spectrums and everything. But it's like, I wish we would at least get the option for this game. So it's like, okay, if it's 30 FPS, it's my choice. But if it's 60 FPS, I get that choice too. That's why I want to. That's my stance.
A lot of things we also don't know is the development on it, is when they turn down all the different settings to try and hit that 60 frames per second. You don't know if that game director looks at it and he goes, it's not nailing that vibe that we want. Are we possible to do this? And they go, nah, we got to cut this. And he goes, no, we should stick it at 30 because that's the vibe that it's nailing.
Right.
I was gonna say to counter that,
it has anything to do with the Series S. I think that's some just horse shit. It might hinder development, like takes longer to develop because they have to put it on the Series.
Well, remember they had to take out a couch co-op for Baldur's Gate 3 because of the Series S.
But that shouldn't hold back on how well it performs on the Series S.
No. Yeah, I was gonna say what you were saying is right. Even on my PC, if I try to drop resolution, sometimes that's not enough to get double the frame rate that I'm missing. You know, and they just probably wanted it at 60 and they just couldn't get it to hold without dropping and compromising their vision for the game.
Yeah, then it would have looked like Final Fantasy 16.
It's like, freaking 4-year-old hardware on a new engine. I mean, deal with it.
I will say it did look kind of funny at 60 when I was first playing it. They did update and fix it a bit though.
Yo, Final Fantasy 16, man. I was like, you know what bothered me? They went on and on that this game with the power of the PlayStation 5, it's going to be so amazing. We don't need a day one patch. That game, man. I was like,
that needs a day one patch.
Yeah, they had to make a day one patch. So at the end of the day, though, but think about it. When you turned off 60, oh man, that 30 ran smooth. So
I want to say this. I for the record, I think Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth's a better showcase for the PS5 than Final Fantasy 16.
I mean, even on launch, it was very blurry at the 60 frames mode for Rebirth.
Yeah,
they had to release an update with sharpening to help it out.
Yeah.
Well, okay, was it blurry standing or blurry moving?
It was blurry standing and moving.
Okay, well, I didn't notice that because I wasn't sitting that close. To be fair, I'm kind of sitting far away. At least 10 feet.
I have a 4K screen like a couple feet in front of me, so it's.
I will say this though, I do like the new vibe that I'm doing. I do like us taking turns, and I do like after we all get our thoughts out, then we can do a free for all and cut each other off and try to scream and whatever. So I do want to appreciate you guys trying.
You mean TPG's yelling at everyone because he's dumb.
Yeah, nice. Listen, dude, we love you for you. I don't want you to change much of yourself. I like people who are who they are. I think you have your own personality and your thing. Just be mindful of some people. The reason why I don't want some people to cut people off. Sometimes you have a thought and you like, ooh, and then somebody even ask you a question and then it take away your thought.
It just falls apart. Yeah,
and it falls apart. And you be like, Dad, what was I trying to say? So I kind of want if we could kind of, speak, like let each person go, and then we have our crazy free for all or whatever after, But I do want to say this. I went to WrestleMania yesterday. I'm still on a high. Wrestling is on right now. And,
yeah, it's time to go. Raw's on, baby.
Yeah. But I want to
thank you, Cowboy.
Hey, QBD, man, thanks for coming on.
Sure.
I appreciate all of you guys' opinions. Murder, TPG, FCAT, Maker, Rudigs. Everybody has an opinion. My channel. I don't like anybody being silenced. Even if we disagree, I love to hear it. And let's hear it, right? So, TPG, I don't want you to ever feel that you can't say what you want to say. Now sometimes there'd be some.
I need to be more respectful. I know.
Yeah, but definitely you're getting good at that. But I think at the end of the day, let's hear it. Obviously, we have our time for our clowning around, we being silly, saying dumb stuff. But I just love I love hearing all of you guys, and I think the audience, the people listening. But I think doing it this way, they'll be able to be like, oh, because some people complain, oh, yeah, guys, just all like even if let's say we're console warring. At least if we go in order, you'll clearly people sit back like, oh yeah, he's console warring, like all by itself, right? And that's fine if you want to do that. That's fine if you want to do that. Like if Maker's like, oh, this game's dead, everybody be quiet, just listen to Maker say everything's dead. And the people listening be like, damn, what's up with that dude? So it's just him and his thoughts at that moment. But anyway, is there any last things you guys want to say? Because I don't want to just shut off just yet, but I want to go around the room. Whether anything you want to mention, whether it's gaming or whatever, before we go off. FCAT, you want to start first?
I'm just gonna jump on that Destiny thing tomorrow. Catch that live stream for Star Wars, and I think Gigantic should be coming out soon.
Nice. Okay. Maybe I could get on that Destiny with you if it aligns up.
No doubt.
What about you, Maker?
I'm always on Twitter, but I'm looking forward to a lot of the games upcoming this year. There's a lot of cool things to look forward to, on both platforms. So, and I think we should look more towards that than these, fights over frame rate.
I agree. All right. What about you, TPG?
Me, I'm just probably got a video I'm going to actually upload soon, like in a couple hours. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. Play more freaking games. Can't wait to watch Monday Night Raw tonight because got a feeling someone's coming back.
Oh, wow.
Maybe it's an uncle. Maybe he's Howdy. Maybe. Well, it's nice hanging out with you, Cowboy. I'm going to watch Monday Night Raw.
It always is. I'm trying to pull up your channel.
Oh, don't even stress about it. No. By the way, Breedmaker, I see you in the chat. Yeah, keep stalking me, baby boy.
Yeah, I seen.
Yeah, but the video he's uploaded is a rant about Hellblade 2.
So let me go to my man Murder. I wanted to save you for last. I do admire your thoughts, and I love lately how you be putting together everything just really good as a gamer. I love you speak from a gamer in general. You know what I mean? And so I wanted to let you have the last words.
Yeah, just 40 or 60, man. Play them games. I don't know, play them on the platform you prefer. It's always great talking with you guys. Whenever I can jump in for a quick second, and
Mm-hmm.
the community is great. We all don't agree on a lot of things, but we learning from each other, and it just, and it's a great time to be a gamer right now. Everybody's complaining about this or that and the small things, but there's a lot of great games being. If you take the fanboy stuff out of it, there's a lot of great games being made right now, and yeah, just appreciate that, man. Appreciate you.
Definitely, man. I appreciate all you
Oh,
guys.
oh,
Go
I
ahead.
did do something earlier. Hold on, cowboy.
Okay.
I got something, Mister.
Oh, is that the 3?
No, I got the. I'm not gonna dive fully into VR because
Okay.
I'm not sure about it yet,
Right, right.
and so I got brand new, still in the box. I ain't even took the wrappings off of it.
Oh, nice. So you got a deal.
125 for the MetaQuest 2,
Oh, wow.
and so so I picked it up. I thought about Mr. Urban World. I'm gonna jump in there and just add another way to game into the situation.
Yeah, I'm
So
gonna let him know.
They stopped supporting for the first one. I heard the
yeah, I don't
first
got that one.
MetaQuest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got the second
that's not
one.
what he got. So,
Yeah, but
that's dope.
so another way to game. I'm gonna try it.
Another way to game, man. Another way to game. Murder. You seen my new thing, right? This is what we doing for 2024, man.
We've been doing that though.
Well, yeah, we have, but I like to try to throw out slogans, and I felt my last one was a little dated. People got mad, but what if I want to play on my PC first? Because you fine, just play because you're a gamer. That's it.
Right.
But
That's all that
yeah,
matters at the end of the day.
that's it. Well, look, I just want to say this. Thanks again for all you guys. Got a lot coming up, man. Tomorrow I'm gonna squeeze in a wrestling recap podcast. Start at 6, and then I'm gonna push back my adult game night to 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm gonna do that too. My wife and I, we had a lot of fun with it. We got hit with trolls last week, so I know how to stop them this week. It might make it a little slow it down a little bit, but
You
we'll
see,
do
I
that.
just backed out. I was like, well, all right.
Yeah, nah, I got something for that. So that's kind of cool. My brain was like, aha.
You
And then
seen it on stream. You were sitting there like, whoa, 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 hold on.
yeah, I was like, hold up. And
I
it
was
was weird
like,
because I always
I've
catch
been
it
watching
late.
it for a minute, and I was just like, is somebody trolling or
Yeah, and
what the
there
hell?
was
All
nothing I
right.
could do, but now I know what
Yeah.
to do. What else? So Wednesday, we wrestle Wednesday. It's gonna be season 10, episode 1. 1. So yeah, we gotta dude, I can't wait
I need to get me a belt to hang up on. See, okay.
I can't wait to next week because I got some ideals for GM
The
Day.
GM day.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got
God.
some stuff. So
When you start coming up with stuff, it ain't no good.
I know, but and then I'm not sure Thursday. Thursday I wanted to do the wrestling podcast, but my friend Mike couldn't do Thursday. So we'll figure out what's Thursday. And then it's my birthday this Saturday. So
oh, happy early birthday.
Like maybe 3 months ago, I booked 4 days in Atlantic City. So I'm gonna be out in Atlantic City from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So I'm planning
when we get off here, man, you guys send me a video from WrestleMania, goddamn you.
Bro.
You see, I was hitting you up there, and I was like, man, I hope you having a blast.
If you look at my Discord,
right,
I didn't read one thing.
Yeah.
Throughout the day, I was working on that WrestleMania video. Or later, FCAT. I was working on that WrestleMania video. Like, so my job, calls come back to back. But in the little seconds before a call come in, I had my phone up, working on the WrestleMania video all day. I recorded an hour of footage, and I'm trying to get it down to like under 20 minutes. You know what I mean? So like, I couldn't even go into Discord and read nothing all day because I was focused on the WrestleMania thing. So I'm like, I'm at the last match on my video. So as I'm watching wrestling tonight, I would definitely have it done tonight. So
can I ask you? I know you got to get off.
Yeah,
what did you think? Well, that last when Undertaker came out, and
bro, you in the video, bro. I'm still trying to like murder. And I said it too. I said, I need them to make this like Sting versus Triple H, where Hogan ran out, and then Billy Gunn ran out, and then X-Pac ran out, and and that's what they did. That's what they did. It was just like, yo, when Cena came out, bro, people was like, Cena. I'm thinking like, is he really gonna come out? Like, yo, I was like, yo. The only thing I didn't get was when Seth came out with the Shield thing. I was like, oh, I thought Dean Ambrose was coming out. And then all of nowhere, it happened so fast. Yo, and our seats was so good, bro. It was dope. I'm still on the high. I'm still on the high, man.
I know. Hey, go watch your show because I'm about to go watch it too.
Definitely, brother. Yo, I talked to you, man. You know how we do. I talked to you on Facebook.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Take care. And now your mama knows. Write it down.
I'll make you famous.
Because I'm a cowboy. Oh, man. And now your mama knows.
Bruce, unleash the baby god dragon.